It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. MaiyegunDiary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. MaiyegunDiary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say MaiyegunDiary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come.
Hello there.
Maiyegun lamo do.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun today, oh, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Lórí Facebook, lórí.
You are welcome to the People's Parliament tonight. You can be part of this broadcast, okay? Even though a lot of you feel much comfortable commenting, reacting, and all of that. Even if you are a Tinubu supporter, an APC, a Bekebes member, you are welcome. I mean, you can come in here and speak intelligently. Your point, make your points and all that, okay? And everybody's going to listen on the People's Parliament tonight. The People's Parliament. The link is right here in the comments, okay? Use the link. Yeah, I can see a lot of people are so happy. The parliamentarians are popping in and popping in and popping in every second right now. It's going to be an interesting night. Are you ready? Nigerians, are you ready for the Federal Republic of Drogistan? Sorry. I mean, it kept being funny anyway, but it's not funny. Are you ready? Because from Nigeristan to Drogistan is going to be part of the conversation tonight. So share this broadcast. By the way, I want to say a big thank you every one of you who took my plea that you should please take me to 1,000 followers on TikTok. Now, I realized that, we can sit down here for hours discussing politics and the politicians that are making a mess of Nigeria and Nigerians' lives. There are so many people that have publicly or on this platform confessed that they are not the typical of a person that goes on YouTube looking for video to watch, talk less of sitting back and sitting for hours, that they are not that kind of person. But with MaiyegunsDiary Politico, they just found themselves stuck, and they are actually loving it. Are you not loving it? So if you or many of you that ordinarily will not sit down and be listening to somebody just talking, what is he talking about? They are just, there are millions of people who does this, right? But MaiyegunsDiary Politico has attracted people that ordinarily you will never find them watching anything on YouTube, not political talk. So if I could do that on YouTube, on Facebook, even though Facebook continued to reduce my view and my reach, we all know that. But if I could do that with YouTube, yes, TikTok is like, you know what I mean? But I just found out that we can also be on TikTok for hours. And therefore, I am designing a different MaiyegunsDiary Politico for TikTok audience. The young, the old, the local, the foreign. I realized that they can easily join me, and a lot of them can actually join. Now, if I build that temple there, maybe young people can actually join and ask proper questions, political questions. How are all these things affecting them directly or indirectly? How are they contributing to whatever they are facing as a people in Nigeria today? Maybe I can build a very big platform on TikTok too. You get what I mean? So thank you to every one of you who actually made that happen today. 48 hours ago, I made that, less than 48 hours ago, I made that announcement. And this afternoon, you responded, and I got to over 1,000. Now, they said I had to get to 1,000 before I could be able to go live. I was like, oh, great. So you got me there. This is for you. Thank you very much. We will expand. We will build it. The message will spread, as always. You're right. I made some shots too. Just some brief shots. Just for things that can actually get people attracted to MaiyegunsDiary Political messages. Okay? And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Now, yes, that's it. You've heard me, okay? If you have TikTok on your phone and you're about to delete it, maybe because of me, keep the TikTok, okay? And then just spread the gospel. I am learning the rope. Very soon, I'm going to know how they do their things there. The fact that we can be live like this for hours, that is a plus. That's all we need. Everything else can come to it. It was fun today. And then also, my parliamentarians are beginning to arrive. Like I said, I have put up the ones that have put on their cameras, okay? So usually, let me tell you the People's Parliament, how it works, okay? Usually Maiyegun will be the one presenting. I'll be bringing them one by one, and then when they get to a stage, I will then open the line where you can call in to make your own contribution, okay? Either on what I've just discussed or something else that you really want to share. So that's how we do it on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. But the People's Parliament, right? A week ago, well, just about 4 or 5 days ago, MaiyegunsDiary Politico on YouTube crossed 80,000 subscribers. And between that time and now, we have also received another 500 new people in the last 4 days. So this is why this information is very important, okay? So when we talk about People's Parliament, that is when you, my regular viewers, new, old, it doesn't matter. But as long as something brought you onto this platform where you have kind of started feeling like you have something in common with us, or you disagree with most of what we do here. Now, People's Parliament is your opportunity where you can just find a quiet room in that your beautiful comfort zone. Ensure that you have a very good, uninterrupted internet. And most importantly, the link to access the studio is in the comment. Look for it and click it. But the moment you want to join this broadcast, you want to join the studio, is either you use another device or you have to leave this broadcast entirely. So with that, so that we won't be having interference and all that. Also, as part of the rules, People's Parliament, we try to make it conversational. For example, if you come on here now and you start raising some points and you start making some points, just to make it easier for everybody watching us to enjoy it. Don't see that as if I am trying to interrupt you. What I'm going to be doing is I could just pick something from what you said or what you are saying because I want you to speak more on that. Like you raise a point and I'm like, oh, I like that. Like I could just give an example because I just want you to kind of like speak more on that point. It is not to interrupt you. And if I try it the first time, if I try it the second time and I realize that it is kind of pushing you off balance, I'll just let you speak on. But somehow we would love to have a conversational, parliament. And I am the anchor. So the moment you finish presenting what you want to say, speak your mind though. Even if you want to talk to me, if you want to criticize me, you are welcome. I mean, that's why we call it a parliament. Okay? So, but just make sure that there's nothing too personal. And if you disagree with anybody's points, you shouldn't pick on them. Don't call them names or attack them and start, you know what I mean? Don't do that. We want this to be as engaging as possible. And again, you are going to be the controller of what you say. All of this, none of this is scripted. It's random. And that is why you can join from anywhere and raise your point. Raise them in a way that we are going to understand you. So, and when you are joining us, keep your microphone. Once you open that link and you have the device you want to use, keep your camera on so that I can see your face. That shows that you are ready. Okay? So it means that you are putting a face beside that your social media name, so that they won't just call you a keypad warrior. You get that? For example, some of you who are like the Agbadomites, the Lagos Sabobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the all risers. You are welcome. Come and face me. Come and say your things. Yeah. Nobody go beat you. That's one thing you should be sure of. Nobody go beat you. And because of my own audience that are going to be watching, I am not going to cut you off except you become unruly. Unruly means, maybe the way you dey type you go dey talk for here. Anyway, apart from this, the moment you finish presenting your points, you should get ready to exit because somebody else will take your place. And that's how we're going to do it for the next 150 minutes. So which means that we'll do this for the next 2.5 hours. We'll take as many contributions as possible tonight. Okay. So thank you very much. And let me begin to welcome our parliamentarians for the ones who have actually kind of followed the instruction, please, if you are still there, I have about 6 other parliamentarians in the waiting hall. Your cameras are not on. 3 of you, your devices are not connected. Please check them for me. We are about to start, and let's keep the microphone muted, and also let's keep our name written well for easy identification. And that's us. So let's see. I have Module, my brother. How are you? I've got His Excellency Samuel Unamdi. So I use His Excellency for you, David DHE, or his Royal Highness. That one is HR. No. So I'll use His Excellency. So Sabidemi, you too. And then I've got African Wahala there, brother. It's good to see you. So for those who are actually ready, like I said, we will get all kick off soon. So the rider for this conversation is that with all the things we have all been hearing about Nigeria, 40 days to the inauguration of Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. That is what the status quo is right now. And there are so many expectations. There are so many exposés coming up right now. And there are many reactions too. Some are saying they are inconsequential and they will decide nothing. Others are saying, well, the court will decide that, and so many other things like that. So 40 days to see if Tinubu will be their president or not. And then with what you know so far, all the discoveries, I will appreciate it if you can help us shed light on what this means for the rest of us all over the world when it finally happens, if it finally happens. So let's share the slots. Obedient too, you are welcome. Yes, Obedient, you are welcome. If you have any Buhari Dins, Buhari the Dins, Buhari the Notus, Buhari the Jatus, Buhari Shukus, Ngoziaris, Unekaris, and the rest of them on your platform, just tell them to come here. Let's have that chat, okay? And let's have decorum too. So we will all have about 5 minute slots, okay? All this I'm doing right now is actually to get everybody ready, in the mood. So I will let African Wahala open the open this parliament tonight. And Modil, my brother, how are you? So you're going to have to be next. So I will then take on His Excellency as well as people comes on, okay? So African Wahala, we are here. And I bet you do have some for us too. So you have the floor, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for hosting this People's Parliament. I'm very, very happy to be here to explain my own grievances as someone that originated from the Nigerian space. You know, Tinubu is about to be sworn in as the president. I'll be honest, I never thought that anything could come out of the court case between Labour Party and APC and the rest of them. I am not expecting anything positive to come out just because of the premise of the Nigerian state. But the rate at which Tinubu is collecting all types of, is being exposed, exposed with the Guinean citizenship, exposed with video evidences flying around with some notorious, popular West African politically connected criminals, then I am beginning to think there might be a chance that he wouldn't be sworn in. There might be a chance. But the most important thing for me is it's not even about the next president coming to save the country, because I genuinely don't believe that anybody can save the country. I don't, personally. And this last election, I did not root for any candidate. My favorite candidate amongst them all was Omoyele Sowore. And I can see that many people hate him. And I'm going to make this last 1 minute as my opportunity to advocate for Showore. And I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me. Some of you guys are going to hate me too. But feel free. The truth is, Showore.
This is People's Parliament. Okay, you have your moment.
Thank you.
And just say your truth as you feel and deem fit. Okay.
Thank you very much, brother.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. So as far as Showore is concerned, half of the people that are criticizing here simply for criticizing Peter Obi, they can't do what he does. They can't take the sacrifices that that man's taking. They can't challenge the military that are wielding machine guns. They can't do all these things that the guy has done in his entire career. But now they are upset with Showore because the guy is going at Obi. But that same Showore has gone at everybody. He has gone at every single one of those politicians that we all dislike. So why are you guys so upset because he's, making disparaging comments towards Obi? The truth is, the guy sees Obi like a part of the establishment. And that's the truth. Obi was once a governor. He was a governor for 8 years. Fine, he's better than Tinubu and Atiku. He's better, much better than Tinubu and Atiku. But that doesn't mean that Obi did not contribute to the suffering of the people from where he governed, or he wasn't a part of the establishment that contributed as a part of the pool of corrupt politicians that have put all of us in this mess. But I understand some of you guys are already going to be upset that who is this one? Why is this one talking about Obi? Because Obi right now is a god to people. Truth is, some of us, we still have our brains. We still realize that certain people were a part of the establishment. The fact that you guys are channeling Obi as your fight against the system, we agree on that. Okay, yes, we're on the same page when it comes to that. But that does not mean that I would forget about how Obi contributed to the pool of the government people that have put us in this mess. So that's what it is.
Problems, if you don't mind, African Wahala. One of the angst of Obi's supporter that I have observed, right, is the fact that people are trying to drag them into the existential problem of Nigeria and ignoring the reason why, right, that they are also like up in arms against the system, like more or less like gaslighting them, trying to say, well, Shebi Obi is one of them. So why are you, like, anything that comes your way, then you deserve it because you are trying to make somebody who is part of the establishment, right? You are presenting him like he's, you know what I mean? So don't you think the misunderstanding, the link, the missing link in there is that the misunderstanding of why people actually choose Obi, not that Obi chose them, something like that. Like, don't you think like people are missing that by is judging why they are always raging and like that? I'm just saying, just on the point of them making Obi this, right? Sorry.
Honestly, it's their choice, man. These people have decided to make Obi their hero. And if they are successful, see, this is my own personal opinion. If Obi goes to Aso Villa, he's going to fail. I am 1000% sure about that. Not because he necessarily has bad intentions, but the way Aso Villa and the Nigerian government is structured, you will fail. That's the point. So Obi should be lucky that he was not even successful, because if he was successful and he got to Aso Rock, now he starts failing, the obedience are going to cook him. But at the same time, I understand why the obedience are channeling that energy. And I don't want to criticize them too much, because if they are successful, they've dealt a huge blow at the main killers of APC and PDP. So it's a win even for we that are not obedient. It's still a win for us. And that's why we have to be careful how we criticize Obi. But all in all, I wish the obedience can relax. The ones that are constantly going hard at Omoyele Showore, I wish they can actually relax and realize that guy, he's not perfect. I don't know if once Showore gets to Aso Rock, which I doubt will ever happen, but if he gets to Aso Rock, Aso Villa, he's not going to be successful either, because that's just the way Nigeria is. Showore is not going to be successful. Obi is not going to be successful. So obedience, just relax. The guy is also playing his own part to try and rescue Nigeria because he thinks that's possible. But many of us don't agree. So that's my submission.
Anyway, African Wahala, it's been a pleasure. Okay. Just like I told the other parliamentarians, please, when you are joining us, okay, use the link. But when you are using the link, please do what I think it will ask you to either sign in with your Facebook or your YouTube. I advise you to use Facebook because you are likely going to have your Facebook app opened on your phone. So if you open the link on your phone and you ask you to sign in, just use your Facebook and you'll be in. The moment you access that, like everyone else, right? What you will do next is make sure you turn on your camera and you mute your microphone. That's all. And then you will be next speaking on the big screen. I mean, on the big screen in no time. So I'm going to go to Module. These are the people who have actually fulfilled all I said. So we're going to have to deal with them until others, please. If you are listening, which I believe some of you are, please turn on your camera, mute your microphone. That will show me that you are ready. But if you are not, I may have to like kick you out and let people who want to get in. Because we can only take 12 participants at a go. Now, Module, Baba, how are you? Yeah, okay, let me unmute you if he's going to let me. Hang on, you might have to do it yourself, please. If you can hear me.
Okay, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, but your voice is also very, very low for some reason. I don't know if my own voice is also very low.
I have no idea what's...
But you have no idea what I'm saying, no?
Yeah,
no?
I can hear you now. My network has not been so good.
Okay, I can hear you too. My wish can be a bit.
Is my own voice clear?
Yours is clearer. Sharper. Nice one.
Okay, good.
Excellency.
How is it now?
I think it is better now. It is better now.
Okay. Okay,
so, Module,
okay.
Is your turn. Before we go next to His Excellency, and then others too. Anyway, yeah, please.
Okay. So, good job, Ekushe.
Thank you.
For a start, I think it's not so great. The comments, people kind of like bashing the previous speaker. I think he has a right to his opinion, and being Africans, although there is a cultural aspect to this, I kind of think, how we grew up and they used to say that, oh, what the young people cannot see while they're standing, the adults could see it even while they're snoring, but lately we've kind of like see that as being a fallacy, because I remember at some point I asked that, if it's true that old people see things even while they are in, a reclining position, what the young people cannot see while they are standing up, how come now they are not seeing all of the campaigning they are doing, and yet they are still following Tinubu? So my contention is that he has his points. He has a right to say whatever. Perhaps those things could just be based on his experiences. And I'm going to share a quick one here. And that was one of the reasons why I personally would not even have voted for Obi, even if I was in the country, because what we saw up until the presidential elections was not so different from what happened when Yaradua was sick, and when Yaradua died, and all of this clamor for Jonathan to become the president. Minority tribe from the South is not this conventional politician. So some of us just kind of like feel that we need to really sit down and think things through, instead of just just following the crowd. And this, I've always asked this question, and this conversation is not about Peter Obi, but perhaps since the first speaker brought it up, then I asked a couple of questions. I said, it is very easy for us to be deceived when we talk abstractly. All right. And one of the very big things that I've learned as a math teacher is that our students struggle because someone said I'm a Baptist. Our students struggle because we relate with them at the abstract level. So we need to come down to the specifics. Please, you can just ask me to shut up once my time is up. So for example,
I would advise you to just, I would advise you, see, Modu, I would advise you, as usual, this is not your first time you're a veteran here. So I would advise you, now that the tension seems to be, it's going to be rising soon, okay? I would advise you to concentrate on us that you are seeing on your screen, not those comments. When you finish, you can go and read the comments and go and get busy with them. There will be reactions. So as we are talking, there will be reactions. So that's why we call it People's Parliament. Everybody can speak their mind. Okay? Even those who are supporting Tinubu and everybody, you are welcome. But come and convince us. A lot of people are watching us, Abi. Everybody is making their points left, right, and center, Abi. So continue, Modu. When your time is up, I will raise my hand. And I think you only have about 2 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna be quick. About this. For a start, we need to ask very deep questions on our country, and everyone has the right to talk. Even the people following Tinubu, as much as I feel that it doesn't make any sense. They have to whatever thing they have to say. And personally, and this is going to delve into the title of the broadcast, that I kind of we interpret things differently, and the same way perhaps maybe the obedient or some other people interpret the political situation, and that makes them feel, oh, Tinubu is a no. Perhaps it's the same way some people feel Obi is a no. For example, I would not support Obi because, as these philosophers, this existentialist said, a man cannot condemn himself. Camus and Sartre, a man cannot condemn himself. We are here to condemn himself. He would then have to inflict punishment upon himself. So Obi has seen almost nothing in terms of his association with the existing political structure. It's not about mouth. He agreed to be the vice presidential aspirant of Atiku, and we knew how much destruction Atiku created in Nigeria. We can keep going on and on and on. So I'm just saying this so we can calm down and stop just attacking people that do not completely share in our beliefs.
Everybody should calm down.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, pressure. Anyway, Modu, I will let you. I'll say thank you first. All right, and then we'll go to another person. Okay, Baba. It's
always.
Thank you. So, and I am going to go to His Excellency. I've got other people who have also put on their camera, but they seems to be in the dark room. Like, you can't be in the dark room. We need to see your face, please. If you want to be part of this, put a face beside that name. Is really good. So, Your Excellency.
Dr. Maiyegun, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. How are you?
Very well. Let me start by saying that I don't blow Dr. Maiyegun, because for me to be in your program for the first time, I don't blow the whistle.
You don't understand, eh? Even
I don't blow.
People when they comment, and they hear you, they say, "See this way they walk, they walk," and you know what I mean? Like it's called asking. Anyway,
Dr. Maiyegun, let me make my contributions quick. How many minutes do I have?
You have 5 minutes, please.
Okay. So let me start by the people that are talking about me being at work and contributing. That is an expression of how pivotal fixing Nigeria is. That is an expression of how desperate some of us who are in diaspora, are about having a nation. Because if we must say the truth, even though there's a Jaffa syndrome, people want to come over here, which I encourage them to, because when you come here, you will feel like a citizen, right? That's the benefit of at least traveling out. Maiyegun, the truth be told, nobody should be born and die without traveling to other nations. It's almost a crime to humanity. Make sure you travel to other places. Then you will understand the rubbish you are being fed. When you go to other nations, what happened to me when you say Your Excellency, which I appreciate that preface or that title there is both actual and prophetic. Now, in 2012, I visited Israel and I was made a tourism goodwill ambassador. I was made a tourism goodwill ambassador in Israel, and they gave me a certificate, which I still have to today. So both governors and ambassadors share the same HE in their name. You understand what I mean? So that is the actual part of the HE. The prophetic part of the HE is the way Nigerian politics is going. Some of us have told ourselves that since our fathers can't fix the nation, we can't depend on our fathers again. We have to jump into the ring. So by God's grace, sometime in the nearest future, people should not be surprised to see my face fighting to become the governor of Abia State, which is a state that is truly a mess. So that's the prophetic part of the HE. So I'm not just claiming HE. I have it right now by the fact that I'm an ambassador of Israel, and it will continue to be my name if God enables me to be a governor of Abia State. Now,
that's my story. That will make me remember you. After
yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
For
but sir, in my 3 more minutes that is left, our problem might not be the political class. Our problem might be the slaves that assume that they are citizens. Like I said before, when you travel out, you will see how citizens are treated. For example, does Nigeria even have anything called citizenship benefits? Suddenly, from nowhere, after the end of a tenure, they are borrowing money because they want to give palliative, subsidy palliative to Nigerians. How fun is that? For 8 years, you never borrowed money. Oh, no, sorry. For 8 years, you did borrow money. But the money you borrowed was never to give palliative to Nigerians. All the money that have been borrowed for many years, Nigerians didn't see one kobo of it. Suddenly, when you have 1 week to go, well, that's an exaggeration. When you have 1 week to go, you are borrowing money because you want to give to Nigerians. Give me a break. You guys must be thinking we are all made up of fish brain. You know, the way they see us, I don't think human beings' brain is in our head. The way they see us, I think it is fish brain that they consider that we all have. Now, that is why I say that we assume we are citizens, but we are slaves. Because it's only slaves that can be treated the way Nigerian citizens are treated. What a shame, Maiyegun. What a shame. There's a popular proverb that says evil continue when good people refuse to do nothing. So evil will continue to reign and rule simply because those who are conscientious, those who are reasoning, those whose mental faculties are working, continue to do nothing. How can Nigeria be over 200 million people? Think about professors that we have. We have professors almost in all fields. Professors of science, professors of art, professors of law. Look at our judicial system. With the amount of professors of law we have, Jesus Christ, we must all be slaves and not citizens. We have to tell ourselves the truth. How can we have master degree holders, hyper-intelligent human beings, 200 and something million people, and we look at our election? What was that? The biggest country in Africa that even the entire black race is hoping on. Nigerians are not the only one hoping on Nigeria. Everyone whose skin is black, these black Americans you see, black people in Brazil, black people all over the world are hoping on Nigeria. The way we traveled abroad and we have something to do with, that is how some of these blacks want to leave some of the countries they are and come back to Africa because they are not being treated fairly. If Africa was good, a lot of them will relocate, buy land, make investments, settle there. They are back home. Africa is home for them. But look at the biggest country in Africa, what we did and called the election. And you say I should not feel insulted? Jesus, listen, you see, Maiyegun, I have a lot to say. If I have opportunity to come back, honestly, I will do come back. But let me summarize by saying this. I will summarize by saying that the problem is not the ruling or political corrupt class. The problem is the citizen. Why? The problem is the citizen because once good people make up in their mind never to do something evil will continue to reign. I hope that's a good summary. Thank you for the opportunity, Maiyegun, and I will stay hanging here.
You gave a brilliant presentation, and I can tell you this for free, right? The vibes like yours will get more people to want to join. Like I have more I want to say too. So I can't thank you enough. Okay, thank you very much. And indeed, you are His Excellency. You left a mark. I will remember you. Trust me. All of us.
Thank you. I mean, you can give my spot to somebody else. I might be at the background, but I say, well, I'm staying here. If you need me, I will still contribute, sir.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that too. Man, that's what you talk, when you say people should. Some of the people you see online that take time to type a lot, trying to think that somebody will read. Maybe that what they are typing will actually get to someone. They know that a lot of people won't read, but they just feel like that's what parliamentarian just did there. A passionate presentation, a sort of a relative life experience presentation. And this is where you know, okay, if I have to tell you why or what I feel about Nigeria or the entire system, this is how I feel, not just the emojis. Escobat. Baba.
Namio, you like the name? You like the name?
How are you, sir? Everybody is saying Escobat in the comment, and I was like, why did I not see that? Thank you for joining us anyway. So it's your turn. How are you, sir?
I'm good. It's really great to be talking to you, honestly, because I only picked you up. I mean, I heard you've been going on for 12 years, is it? And you're up in Scotland.
Going on 12, yes. It's been 12
years. And you're up in Scotland. I'm down in Kent, obviously in England, but I'm in Kent.
You know that I think the first place I landed when I came to the UK, and I spent just 2 weeks there, is that same Kent.
Okay.
And maybe before you finish your presentation, sir, I will remember the details and I'll tell you. Then you'll get to know. Okay, anyway, cool. You have your time, sir. Thank you so much, by the way. Go on.
Thank you. Well, first of all, you're doing a great job. Now, like I said, I only came on to you I came on to you about 2 weeks after the election. You're not going to believe. 2 weeks after that. You know what the internet's like. The internet is wide. There's so many things. And I never heard of Maiyegun. And the thing is, as you have to admit that Maiyegun was more about Oduduwa, about Yoruba thingy bob. But since I've been watching it, I haven't noticed that. For me, you're just fighting for Nigeria. That's what I see. You're just fighting for
just for sir, for the sake of our viewers also new as well. MaiyegunsDiary Politico from time immemorial, people got to know that is a platform that actually addresses the injustice in Nigeria, no matter who is affected. Yeah. And it's over time, right? When these injustices were going about, that people get to know that, oh, that guy said it well. And I was warning people that it's going to get to all of us. When they are done with this, they're going to go to that. Then it got to the IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the time. It was so misunderstood, right? That I happened to be the voice explaining to people to make them understand how propaganda work. And that if the government indeed want the right thing done, I mean, take a listen. So from there, it moved on and on and on and on. And that's how MaiyegunsDiary Politico became a melting pot. Then it came to our turn too. I wouldn't be expected to keep quiet when the same attack started happening in Yoruba land. And I think when I added my voice, that kind of gave it like, Maiyegun is now talking about Yoruba nation. Forget that we've always been about the melting pot, about the injustice. Thank you. It's good to have you, sir.
Yeah. So no, wait. I'm probably not going to say too much. You've spoken more of my 5 minutes than I have, but that's good because I'm enjoying talking to you. But what I wanted to say was, first of all, you're doing a great job. I saw your shorts this afternoon, and when I saw the shorts, I said you're getting some good advice because your videos are 3 hours long, and sometimes they can be a lot for people to absorb at once. So the shorts, I think, are a brilliant idea. You're going to get to lots more people. Lots more people will actually see what you're doing and actually listen to what you say, because what you say makes total sense. I mean, I was talking to my girlfriend the other day and she was asking me, how does Maiyegun find out all this information? I said, listen, Maiyegun has MI5 working for him. Don't worry about that. Maiyegun is okay. He's an okay guy.
I actually wish I had such resources. I would have been like the Elon Musk of social media for real.
But at least people like who they see you as well. because he was on your channel as well. So, you know, you have a wide reach. And I just wanted to say that you're doing the right thing. And the final thing I'm going to say, because maybe I'm running out of time, but
no, you are not. You still have because I've been like using part of your time.
Okay.
You still have almost your full time. So please.
Okay. So what I wanted to really say was that people who are talking about Charade and all that kind of thing, I would advise people to just forget about all that stuff, because all the Agbadomites and all those, you know, Agbado sniffers, as I call them, they all they want to do is divide and rule. They want to make everybody who's against them to fight amongst themselves. So let everybody eyes on the prize. Just watch the court case, see what happens. And to me, the main thing that's come from this is that Nigerian politics is never going to be the same. It's not like as it was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and it will never be the same going forward. That I'm sure. So either things are going to change or we're going to split. Simple as. That's really what I've got to say. So
that's so brilliant, sir. And then being an ex-combat, right? You know what you reminded me of, right?
Yeah.
It was while you were speaking, right? It was this clip, and it was that of when your name, as well as you know, I don't know, kept ringing in my head, and it was this clip. I'll play that for you just before you leave. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
A moment. So meanwhile, I'm going to reshare this slot again. Oh, so this is just for this. You know, it's my presenter. 1 second.
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years, and Nigerians will know the difference.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. You know, if I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
Brief and concise, or should I say brief, concise, or same. So thank you so much, Escobar, sir.
You're welcome.
Part of this, okay? And I'm gonna go straight to Chris. Now we share the slot now based on these new parliamentarians that have shown up, but there is also a tradition on this in this parliament, okay? Whenever ladies join, we kind of have to reshuffle it. So we kind of have to bring them forward. You know why? These days, okay, you hardly see women who are interested in, you know, critical political conversation sitting down. So you know what I mean? And when they have a time to actually participate in a conversation openly like this, I don't want to kind of ruin it. So sorry, guys. So Lady Ma'am, Charm, you will take the next shot. And then, however, others will have to share them according to how we have them on the screen right now. So, Chris, you will be the gentleman. So you go next after the Charm. Lady. Then Ojo. All right, by the way. So, you will go after sir. Then I'm going to come down. And then I'm going to go to Sir. His Excellency. You are taking somebody's slot. You have to still kind of relax. So no structure, sir. You go after jump. Any reason, any of you, and you think off. So just make attempt to come back in. You can always take your slots. If somebody hasn't taken them as well, okay? So without wasting much time, let's hear from the First Lady of the Parliament today. That's right. Ma'am.
Hello, can you hear
me? You, please.
Hi, can you all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, thank you very much. So first of all, let me say thank you to you, Maiyegun. I think I started following you once the elections were upon us and everything. And initially, just like the guy who spoke to before me, I think, I'm of Igbo extraction. And I just thought, okay, maybe Maiyegun is all about Yoruba people, you know, and everything, which is not a terrible thing, to be fair. But to my surprise and to my, you've been very fair and very balanced, in your assessment, in your views and everything. I really appreciate it. And I think that that's what Nigeria needs. People who are fair, who are balanced, who understand what the problem is as a country, and seek different ways to kind of like resolve the issues that we have at the moment. Now, with regards to our current situation with President-elect or President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't think a lot of Nigerians really understand what's going to happen to us as the people once he is sworn in as, or if he is sworn in as Nigeria's president. We're already under the microscope. Now, Nigeria will be everyone. Even if you are, I have a British passport. So even if me with my British passport, with my Igbo name, right, I will be under the microscope, regardless at the end of the day. Okay, so I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that. A lot of people are just, going on and on with Tinubu for some weird reason I really don't understand. Now, the other day you were talking about Charade and we're talking about Peter Obi. Charade, because say in a same society where the judiciary works, with everything that Peter Obi has, you will think, okay, he might just win the court case and he might just get the mandate back. Now, assuming in that utopia of ours that he does get the mandate back, Peter Obi cannot be the only person trying to solve Nigeria's problem. He needs a vibrant opposition. So my mind was thinking, okay, Charade can take that spot of being the opposition. We can't count on PDP, we can't count on APC, just because we can see what the spokespeople are like. Festus Keyamo and co, who want to leave, telling lies at their old age, for goodness sake. So I would have thought that somebody like Charade will say, okay, I can be the opposition. I can hold Peter Obi accountable, for all the things that he has said he could be able to do, for spending, for this. You need a viable opposition. You can't have one good party, right? In Britain, you've got the Tories, you've got the Lib Dems, and all of those people hold the each other accountable. So you'd have thought that someone like Charade will be, okay, you can't be president, so I can be the opposition. I can be the one holding people like Peter Obi accountable, right? And then I think one thing I've always thought about, and the people have always discussed it, Black lives matter. Yes. And they will only start to matter when it matters to Black people, not when it matters to, foreigners. It's never going to matter as much to foreigners as it matters to ourselves. And I say this because if we're waiting for foreigners to resolve Nigeria's issues, it's never going to happen. No. I just want to say one thing. Let's think about it, right? Say a country like Nigeria is ruled by somebody like Peter Obi. Everything is going well. Everything is working. Your social services, everything is on point. What reason would Nigerians have for leaving the country and go to another person's country to work? None. When something like that happens, what it means is that Nigerians who are living in this diaspora have a reason to come back to their country. When they do come back to their country, what do you think is going to happen to countries like the UK, America, all of these places, where, if you don't know, we contribute a lot to their GDP at the end of the day? So there is no reason for them to actually want the best for you, because the best for you is the worst for them. And you also have to understand that Africa, the way it is, benefits someone. So you have to start asking the right questions. Who's our situation the way it is? Who does it benefit at the end of the day? And when you're able to answer those questions, then you know who your friends are. You know who your allies are and who your allies aren't. And then finally, for our Igbo, Biafrans and everything, there was a point in time, especially during the governorship elections, I felt really bad. I felt like they don't really want us, right? But again, going back to the foreign, United Nations and everything, they saw everything that was going on in Igbo land, everything that happened in Biafra. Over 3.5 million Igbos died. We don't talk about it today, but today we still talk about the Holocaust. What happened to the Jews in Nigeria? What happened to the Jews in Germany, right? It's taught in history. Our children and our children's children will continue to learn that history. But guess what? To put together this contraption called Nigeria, millions of people have died. Nobody talks about it. even the foreign entities, and you think we're looking to them for any kind of help, they're not going to help us. Because the way Nigeria is at the moment is the way they want it to be. It benefits them in every way you think about it. And Nigerians, brain drain, we leave, we go to their country, we contribute to their own GDP. They come to our country, collect our resources. Nobody is checking them because they've got all kinds of people in power who they can, how will I put it, who are compromised. So nothing works.
Thank you so much. I think just like everyone else, right? I could listen to you all night, and hopefully we should do this more. So thank you very much, our lady, for that beautiful, presentation as well. So we are going to go to Chris. I lost you earlier, sir, and I think I'm glad to have you back while the First Lady was talking. So there you go. You can unmute now. It's your turn, please.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Prophet Maiyegun, thank you for giving me your platform to say one or two things.
You are so
First of all, I live here in California, but I'm from Edo State. And I normally watch you ever since I come across your show, my detailed, and my brother is a pastor. This is the time me and my brother normally preach the word of God and pray for me. But ever since, so I haven't been doing that because I normally just watch your show. I told my brother about it. But when I come across the show, I heard we were talking about Yoruba Nation. I said, I'm from Edo State, so where do I belong? So I said, where do I belong? Do I belong to the Yoruba Nation? Or do I belong to the Biafra? Because I'm from Edo State. So, but as time progresses, you can literally entertain for like 3 hours without me even, turning away from your channel. And I really like that. And thank you so much. For me, what I'm trying to contribute is this. Like me, I'm 26 years old. And literally, I kind of have all my stuff. I have my house here in the US. And I'm currently building my house in Nigeria because I want to move back to Nigeria because I believe we all can live in foreign land and try to tell people down there what to do. We all need to go there to be the change we preaches. You understand? I lived Nigeria when I was very young, when I was a teenage. By grace of God, I'm 26 years old. I bought my house when I was 21. And now I'm 26 years. I'm currently building my house in Nigeria and I've set up my businesses and everything. So I'm moving there, which is my parents, they agree with the idea. But I told them, we not go feed there, they shout, Nigerian this, politician this. And all those guys that is ruling us, the ones live here and went back there. And after money, they all sold out. You understand? But our generation now, we can hold ourselves accountable for the things we do. So we can't easily just go around all these things anymore. You understand? And when people talk about Sowore, for me, I'm not supporting Sowore. Why? Because Sowore said is about to have a dictatorial mindset. That is, for me, I didn't support that idea. And when I listen to Peter Obi, I say, Peter Obi, Peter Obi can rule. 3 people like Peter Obi rule, Nigeria will definitely change. This is not, I'm not an Igbo guy. I'm not Yoruba, I'm Benimbo. But when I see Peter, because the entire time, I said the problem Nigeria have, Nigeria is too big to be running on federal system. So we need to bring everything down to state level so that every aspect of government in Nigeria will be working. Then all these lawyers that is waiting for election time to have a job, they all will have a job. Because then the local government in Nigeria, local government don't even know their job. Government is the one doing everything. Local government are the people supposed to be paying the police, paying the construction worker and everything, but the government is doing it. Because why? Every sectors of the government is not working. Why? Because everything is being run on federal system, which is Nigeria, and the population is way bigger than that. That is the reason why you see someone who steal, they'll say, let's go to Abuja. How many cases in Abuja that they can't even have enough people to attend to those cases? And that is the reason why Nigeria is being run the way it's being run. Because we can't believe in federal system anymore. Nigeria is bigger than that. Even the abroad we live in, everything goes down to state level. Joe Biden will pass a law. California will refuse it. If California sees the law is not beneficiary to us, we won't adopt it. You understand? That is how Nigeria should be. Then it simply means every region developing their region.
A proper federal system. That's how it should be. But Nigeria is saying they are practicing federal system, but they are actually practicing unitary system, whereby everything happens from the center. You are so right. Until that ends, Nigeria is going.
Yeah. Baba Maiyegun, do you know why it's like that?
Tell us.
Nigeria is being ruined by one individual that is not a politician. America used to be run like that by the rock charged. So it's easy for the federal government to compromise with this guy that has all the money that want the entire country money to his pocket
himself.
By not giving out license for others to have a competition in the industry. That is the problem Nigeria is having. So that is the reason why we have to bring the power down to state level so that one person can control the entire system.
That makes sense, Baba.
So Nigerian money, the problem, the money is not moving around. The money is being moved from one person to another. Let's assume now, Baba Maiyegun, you be the chairman for this parliament. You can easily tell us what to say. And once we didn't say what you want, you will cut us off, right? That is how Nigerian is being run. Once they want to campaign, that one big man go carry money, give them. He go say this. Don't give the license to anybody. Give me only the license. The police can say nothing. The federal government, and like you said, Nigerian federal government is like God. Anything he says goes. Nobody challenges him. You understand?
I'm with you, Chris. Thank you so much. So your time is up. That's why I'm actually like, you know what I mean? But like everyone else before, we can all talk all night. But let's hear from others too. It's such a pleasure. And I'm glad that you have to pull aside there to be part of this. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. And all the best. Okay? With all your plan as well. Okay. All the best.
Thank you, both. Thank you.
So we are now going to go to no structure. I can see you. Then I'm going to go to Mr. John Brown after you. I believe somebody was in between, by the way, but I'll go find them. So then the Temple of Truth. Adegoke, Timothy Ademola, sir. You will go after Temple of Truth. Okay? So tell MC, sir, you will go after Sir Adegoke. And then, well, Oba Kabiyesi Alake, you will be Diegunla. So when I get to you, right, it will be from you, sir, that others will take the tally. So we just do it like that, and we can all have fun. Express yourselves. Speak your truth, okay? Feel free. Nobody go beat anybody. Oh. At the end of the day, we are going to learn from ourselves. Maybe we can actually understand ourselves even more when more and more people actually join this to pour their mind. No structure, 71. No structure, 72. You can unmute, sir, please.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear now. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Maiyegun. My wife introduced you to me because normally I don't go on Facebook. I was in Facebook before, but I left because of Nigerian problem. I live in Germany, but you know, on Facebook, I found out that you know the Nigerian system. When they see you on Facebook or somewhere, you are the person that's going to take care of their wedding. They have a child. You are the person that is going. You know that all those things was too much for me, and I just leave it. And I found out that Facebook is taking my time. When I come back from work, every time Facebook. So I'm not in social media. So, but my wife introduced you to me, and since when I've been watching you, in fact, I'm always glad. And I may say one thing. Maybe you remember me. There was one time you were broadcasting, and I said, "Oh, I think Maiyegun is obviously obedient." Maybe you can remember because I'm obedient too.
I remember.
You can see no structure because you know.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've been living here for over 30 years, and I know this is. Maybe I'm a little bit Germanistic. I've changed. You know, it's a shame when you see what is going on in our country, because I belong to the generation of when Awolowo Bolage was giving us free education, free health, and so on and so on. And those people in power, some of them enjoy all these things. But what are they giving back to the people back home is very, very sad. because some they will come here to Europe, they enjoy free everything, they go back to Nigeria, they don't give them, and this thing is painful. It's very, very shameful. That's why I don't know where Nigeria is going to, but I still have hope, because I'm a little bit religious, because I believe in God, and because without Jesus, without my God, without some kind of spirit, someone cannot move. So I still have hope that Nigeria maybe one day, but everything is just scattered. In fact, you always say everything on your program, and in fact, I always enjoy you. Normally I have to go to bed on 10 o'clock, but I still sit down watching you till 12 o'clock because I enjoy, you know. So, but as I just want to say one or two things. You know, the election, you said a lot of things, but I didn't want to listen to you because this is the first time I will follow Nigerian election. I was never ever interested. So this time around, because of all the promises from these beavers and so on and so forth, I was impressed, and I have hope. You know, as an European, you just believe, because here we are too honest and we believe in such things. I believe in it. Even my wife warned me and said, "Hey, they will disappoint you." As Maiyegun is saying, I said, no. This time around, things are going to work. She even tell me people are not going to vote. I said, why are you not going to vote? They have said what they are using electronics and so on. This time around, there's not going to be any kind of rigging. But what happened? Let me tell you, 2 weeks, I couldn't eat properly after that election, that presidential election. I was really, really disappointed. You know, also as European, when somebody fuck up once, you know, you will be disappointed forever. So in fact, I'm totally disappointed from the Nigerian, because I always tell to people here, we don't have ministers that have jets. All our ministers, even governors here, they only have maybe a house of 2 or 3 bedroom flat. That's all. Most of them we go to the shopping together. But in Nigeria, they build houses, they have thousands of cars for what? And this thing is so shameful and it's so annoying. So I don't want to take more time. You always say everything, but I just want you to know my mind, because in here my head, and you know one thing. What I wish that your program will be showing in Nigeria like the NTA, because our people are blind. They are totally blind. All what the politicians are doing right there is deliberately, because they don't give them light. They don't give them water. All the essential things for human beings, they don't give it to them. But when it's time for election, they will go back to them, give them a little bit rice, agbado, and all those things, so that they will vote for them. Is that life is inhuman? Why people don't go to church? They don't go to church, but how they will behave, how they are to each other, to their neighbors. You know, Maiyegun, you know everything. I don't need to tell you. But our people at the beginning of a minute they will pray. After the meeting, they will pray. In fact, I don't want to talk so much. I'm in pain. What is going on down there in Nigeria? That's it.
Thank you so much, sir. When you mentioned Agbado and all of that, this is what came to my mind. And please say me well to the missus, okay? Tell her that I said she did a great job. I could see that in you, sir. So welcome on board. But all hope is not lost. A lot of people still believe that all institutions in Nigeria are on trial. And as they are getting to their stage, they are showing what they are made of. The judiciary is next. But I'll let you live with this, sir. Sorry, everyone. So now we need to move on, because we have other people who are actually on the queue. We are supposed to go straight to, hey, what happened? John Brown. That would have been you, but we have a lady in the house, so it's just the tradition. If that's okay, yeah? Thank you very much. Now, our lady, ma'am, Alayo Ajayi, I am going to give you the room, ma'am, so for you to make your own presentation, if that's okay. You can unmute right now. I think you have to do it yourself. All right. I think that's it. Please, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
You're so welcome.
Can you hear me?
Everyone can hear you, ma'am. Please.
Can you? Great. I'm so happy to be here. I've tried to call you time and time again. I've never had the opportunity. So this is a great opportunity for me. So now your question is, are we ready to have such a president in Nigeria? I live in Nigeria. I've lived in Nigeria all my life. I've lived abroad for some time, but I came back home. So I have both cultures. That's the culture of the abroad and the culture of being at home. And I'm an obedient, as you can see, but I am not young.
So you are obedient, ma'am. Yeah.
I'm obedient, but I'm not young. So whenever you're talking to us, the 50s and above, I'm always punching you in the face.
I know.
I'm
understand you, ma'am. So please go on.
So we totally understand, and I have millions of people like us that understand. Right. Now, first of all, I'd like us to address, we did not know Obi or think about him in the last 10 months. When he came, it was like a surprise to us. And one thing I did is I listened to every conversation this guy had before I made up my mind that, yes, I am an obedient and I'm ready to rise. So I was not bought by my kids. I looked at him, I saw him, and I knew. And I want to address the fact that we say he's part of the system. Let's be honest with ourselves. We have good people and bad people in all the Nigerian parties. And if I wanted to be a governor or a member of the rep, I would go to one party that was working. It doesn't make me a bad person. So saying that because he was there before, and that's Peter Obi was there before, and therefore he is bad. Let's look at what people have said about him. This is a man that said, if you find anything wrong with me, bring it to my face, and I would say, I would step down. And people have said a lot of things. I think the greatest sin he committed was being stingy. So till now, we've not been able to see anything evil about him. I've listened to him. I really hope, and I'm only using the word hope, that the conscience of the judiciary, it will prick them. Because I find it very difficult, even no matter how evil I am, that I would talk for Asiwaju Tinubu. I will talk for him, knowing even exactly what we just knew in the last 2 days, that he has another citizenship somewhere, and that means he committed perjury, and that he's sitting in an helicopter with a known drug criminal. My guy, that's tough for us. And I feel strongly that the people that are going to be sitting on that seat, that conscience will prick them. Because, and even if they are listening, if we have any of them listening now, you need to think about the fact that whatever decisions you make as being judges, you're making a decision for your generation of your children to come. And you will go down in history as somebody that committed something by putting somebody that the people did not vote for on the seat. What will happen if we put Tinubu there? I am scared. And I'm also scared of what will happen if we put Peter Obi there as well. Before me, you, Maiyegun, what I can say is it's very, very scary. I live in this country. I saw the bigotry. I was surprised. I was shocked about my Yoruba people. I'm Yoruba as well. I'm from Malaysia. How I suddenly realized that we did not like some people. It was a shock to me. Maybe I've been living in a bubble. So if we now put this gentleman there, and I don't know whether you heard about, there was a court case today where they've taken MC Oluomo out and they put him back Nigerian, whatever.
No, Road Transport Employee Association, RTAN, yes.
Exactly, I've seen that. I don't know what is playing up there at this particular time. And it is totally of a great concern. We don't know what's going to happen on the roads of Lagos in the next few days. That is the jungle in which we live in. We live in a jungle. I live in fear. We live in fear every day. I have a lot of children in my house, not just Yoruba. I have right up to Benue. I've lived among kids, Bauchi, Benue, Yoruba, Igbo, South, and unfortunately, I've not had a Northerner living with me. And I know how these people, and I know how they feel. Because I asked them, say, how do you feel knowing that you're going out and people don't like you? They don't feel good about it because of what some people did in 1966 that you and I really don't know the total history. We only read it. So that's what I have to say.
Thank
I
you so
hope
much, Ma.
that the judges will.
Thank you so much, Ma. It's such a pleasure that you decided to watch Ma tonight, and we won't forget this, Ma. And indeed, a lot of people feel blessed that you are part of it too. So thank you, Ma, and you should have a wonderful evening. Okay. So I am going to go to John. Where's John Brown? Oh my God, he's gone again. Hang on, everybody. I am going to go and find John Brown. Okay, I found him, and I hope we would have John Brown for his 5 minutes duration, okay, and you won't disappear on me again, okay? So then we'll go on like that to everybody that have actually shared the tallies too. So, Sergeant Brown, you are back home. Please, your turn.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Keep up the good work, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, everyone, for having me here. Usually what I will say will be a lot unscripted. I don't think I'm a very good public speaker, but I would just like to start off by picking points from what previous people had said.
Oh, sorry.
Before now.
Can you hear me, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Right. Do you want me to tell you the secret of how you can undo having so many things to say, right? What you do is that as they come to mind, right? Even if you are saying something on and then another one comes to mind, just say, you know what, I'm going to digress. Just remember just go with the flow.
Okay, thank you.
We are all here, please.
Okay. So previous callers, I think the second guy who talked said something about allowing everyone to have a voice. And I fully understand that. However, permit me to say that I don't suffer fools because I feel like the time for that is long gone. If you were to come to me today and say you are backing somebody like Tinubu, I will not give you, I won't entertain any thought whatsoever from you. I do believe that you are an enemy of not just the state, but you are more or less like an existential threat to my life and to the lives of those who are back there in that country. Some of whom knowingly support him, a lot of whom don't necessarily know what they are doing. So I honestly, there was a day, I think 2-3 days back, there was a caller who called in and was very vociferous, and a lot of people dismissed him as being mentally unstable. And it was quite sad because a lot of them didn't really get what that guy was about. No one bothered to ask him how Nigeria had happened to him. I know quite a number of people that Nigeria has happened to. Personally, Maiyegun, in December of 2013, I was working with a multinational audit company that sent me to Maiduguri to do an audit. And I was almost killed by Boko Haram on the 13th of December, 2013. I'll never forget that day. So when you talk about Nigeria, I have my fair share of stories. Glory be to God, I've not had the worst ones. But when I see people lament and they talk about Nigeria, I listen. I'm not too quick to judge or to rush to judgment. And personally, I feel like we've gone past that point where we should be civil or we should be quiet or we should, no. We need to be angry, Maiyegun.
Yes.
I'll be very honest with you because I feel like if we can up the ante and get ourselves to a point where we are very annoyed, perhaps we'll be able to push ourselves out of the comfort zone where we find ourselves to the point where we're able to do things for ourselves. And I'm speaking directly, for the most part, to the southwestern people of Nigeria. Because I know, to be honest with you, Maiyegun, if a Sudan were to happen to Nigeria today, the southeasterners, the south southerners, and the northerners are ready. But the most unprepared people, even way down from the 60s when our law said we were unprepared for a war, should it ever have occurred, still happen to be the Yoruba people. We're sleeping. And guess what? We just seem to be the only people holding this BS together, this BS we call a country. And if we don't blow it to smithereens, such that we can have the opportunity to piece it back together and have something to call our own, we'll just be kicking the can down the road and postponing the inevitable. That's right. So here we are. We find ourselves with a known drug trafficker. Yeah, he was lucky he wasn't convicted. I read those court papers. But it was just on a technicality. If they And I'm sure, because I've seen enough detective movies and I've read enough of these crime investigations to know that they simply had to just wait and build more of a case against him to catch him red-handed and convict him. You understand? We have such a person that, you know, it's not even once or twice. Consistently, this guy is seen where you have drugs. The overlap is just too much. And then you still have a bunch of people
and
saying, oh, we need to respect their opinion. No, I won't.
I know, John B. You know, the consequences of this whole thing, right? Oh, did I just lose him again? Right. That is a bit of disappointment. Anyway, if John B comes back, I will let. Oh, hang on. I think I got him back. Yeah. John B, sorry, I know the network is always acting up. So what happened is that I wanted to say something earlier, but again, I don't want to lose you again, so I'm just going to give you just a minute. Round it up, because you say you have a lot to say, but make it 2 minutes for that interruption.
Maiyegun, what I'm going to say is this: you are doing a good job. Continue. Like a caller said, I wish we could project your YouTube messages on every single billboard in every single city across Nigeria, just for people to have the opportunity to hear. Because I'll tell you what, our number one problem is that the entirety of Nigerians have been conquered. And it's the same Northwest, it's South. Now you hear people, I mean, I understand where people come from when they say Obi was part of the establishment, blah, blah, blah. But hey, show me the workings. Someone like Fayoshe was also a part of the establishment. I was in Ado Ekiti in secondary school when the bastard came, kicked out the other bastard that was incumbent. And I saw what he did. If you say the guy was part of the establishment, but you can't provide the receipts, then shut the hell up. If you're not going to support him, see, the opposition, we need to stick together. And that goes for Showore, that goes for all the obedience. We need to kick out these known criminals. And here we are discussing about what we shouldn't even be discussing about, which pains me. We should be strategizing what comes next, whereas we are focused on Kolu. Whereas, guess what? The Kolus and his associates, the Fulani Northern elite, they are focusing on how they are going to bring about a fulfillment of Uthman Danfodio's prophecy. And I hate to say, but it's the truth. So we have a Sudan situation on our hands, and I encourage everyone to go read up on Sudan. Because, see, I hate to be a harbinger of bad news, Maiyegun, but the writing is on the wall. It is, and it's just too clear. So I think I've said all about, we need a reawakening of the minds of the people. And I speak specifically to the Southwestern people. I know what I'm talking about, Maiyegun. I have been to not less than 25 states in the entire 36 states of that country. If there are people that are just as relaxed, that are just as nonchalant about what is going on around them, I'm sorry to say it, it so happens to be the Southwestern people. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
That's another thought-provoking presentation that a lot of people watching you right now, I bet a lot are actually nodding their head in front of their screen right now, like, wow. Anyway,
I'm Yoruba, by the way. Full disclaimer, okay? Both parents.
Brilliant. And, fair enough, I would say. So thank you so much, brother, for this. And hopefully we'll have you some other time too. You have a good one. So that's John B. Now let's go back to how we set it up earlier. I remember Temple of Truth was going to come on, and then a tall MC, and then Obalake. So, but we lost. Hang on, sorry. Okay, yeah. I thought somebody was in their in their toilet. Sorry. Umbojuwem, my brother. I actually thought that when I saw the hand, I was like, did somebody forget that their camera is on and they are in the toilet? Anyway, don't worry, that's not it. So I'm going to take on the Temple of Truth. Sir, your shots, because I can see you like you are behind the wheel. So I'll help you on mute if it's going to let me. So, sir.
Yeah, Maiyegun, thank you very much for having me here. We are back to Nigerian problem. It's plenty. Where we, they finish. Where we go start from? Yeah, let's start from the truth. Maiyegun, the truth is that some people a lot of people need to go to psychiatric hospital in Nigeria. As in, they need to bundle all of them, carry them to psychia, and keep them there for the meantime so that they can probably reset their brains. Because I don't understand how, let's even after election, that you see all this baggages from one man. I mean, he's not the only man in Nigeria. You see all these baggages from one man. Drug baggages, looter of Lagos. You don't even know his name, his age. It's so much on this man. And upon all this, it seems like you close your ear, you close your eyes, and still like, oh well, he's still. How the hell is this man supposed to take Nigeria anywhere? And you still believe that this man is going to make Nigeria good? It's beyond me sometimes. That's why I said, even if it's just a little portion of Nigerians, that portion of Nigerian, whether it's 1 million, it's a problem. Whether it's 500,000, because I don't see how someone can think like this. I do not see it. But let me say this: Nigeria is getting worse, and it's not getting any better. I remember when I was growing up, Nigeria is a little bit better back then. My bossman used to tell us before 5 o'clock, everybody is back home. Like he doesn't want to see anybody outside because, as good as Nigeria was, it was still dangerous because he was scared of, his children might be kidnapped or, something might happen. Now you can, if my postman is in this world now, I mean, he will probably restrict us to 3 p.m. You're back home,
No, it would have to put on a tracker on all of you, so that it will know where you are. So that if you are not back home by 3 o'clock, it will just press the alarm bell, right?
Yes.
Rescue mission. I mean, it's
I'm,
meant.
I'm telling you, Maiyegun, it's quite crazy. And the thing is that when you see some old Nigeria has this I don't know what to call it, this age syndrome or whatever, older people's kind of syndrome, that when they're older than you, they think they know more than you. And I right from my younger age, I detest that with passion. And I see a lot of people, I go to some places, I talk, and you see some people supporting Tinubu, like trying to, older people, and the person will be like, don't you know I'm supposed to be your grandmother? Why would I'm like, more grandmother care grandmother? I will insult the shit, I mean the hell out of you, because those people doesn't deserve any atom of respect. Sorry if you are hearing me and you think I'm rude. I'm very rude. Sorry. I mean, I'm a very rude person when you're,
Because it's like this lack of respect for young people as well, for older people to think making wrong choices for young people that are going to be in
yeah.
this, but when they are long gone, it's a sign of disrespect as well. But they don't see it that way, and it goes both way.
Yeah, it is annoying. And I don't know how they can get out of it. I mean, if you travel to the West, I mean, you don't see all those age people respect themselves. They even respect younger people, you know? You see how mature they behave around people, and you understand this is a system that works. And Nigeria needs to, I'm saying this to every older people that think that, every young person should respect you. Sorry, respect is earned. You don't just wish for it. I'm sorry to say this. Maiyegun, I don't really have much to say because I
Well,
have
I mean,
5 minutes.
thank
Yeah.
you. At least fair enough. You pour out your mind. You know something about when people talk. When all you have said just now, there are actually people who feel like that, like you, and they are just sitting down there like, yeah, I'm speaking my mind. Yes, and that's the beauty of this whole thing. Everybody comes on, and thank you. I appreciate this, Baba.
Thank you.
So, we are now going to go to Oba Kabiyesi Alake. So, it's going to be your shot now. and the floor is yours. And you can unmute as well. Let me see if I can do that for you. That's okay. Okay, I think you have to do it yourself, if you don't mind, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, all of us can hear you now. Please.
Okay, I I watch your program every time. So today I just decided that I'm still in the office. It's my office. You can see behind me. So I'm calling from the US. So I just decide to say just one or two things. Then I won't take up to 5 minutes. I love the way you express yourself. Nigeria express themselves. What I want to just say is that please and please, I want to encourage all those obedient people. Yeah, I won't say including myself. I'm in Nigeria and I love justice, and you know what I was expecting. Though I was following your program, I know that the right thing will not be done. They promise a lot because they thought, but when they see that it's not going to work their way, they have to maneuver. That is the style. But the beauty of it is that even if they didn't give the justice to Obi, Nigerians have proved that they don't want the government of fake people that is lying to them every time, which is good. So we should not set the nation on fire. That's one. Then two, I know that it is a sign to come. Even the older people, everyone is going to change. Just write it down. It's going to change. It's not going to be like this forever. And it's going to change in our time. It's going to change in our time. So let's just keep encouraging one another, doing the right thing. There's nothing to bitter about. It's not, if you pay attention to what Mr. Peter Obi said on the news, he said he knew that it's not going to be an easy task. He knew that it's not going to be something they will give away. It's like when you put a hand inside honey and he has been enjoying that honey, they would like to die inside the honey. Nobody doesn't want to leave it. So please, let's keep the spirit high. Let's believe that it's going to change. It's a teamwork. It's a gradual process. It's not going to be one day work. It's going to change. Everybody must speak their mind and they must stand for the truth. The more we keep standing, the more God will see it and God will intervene. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Bless you. You spoke like a king. I like that. Straight to the point, and then very much like encouraging as well. Thank you, sir. We are glad to share part of your, share is a part of working time. Now, we are going to go on slot sharing again. We have the full house now. So I am going to start with Elder Adegoke Timothy, sir. Is going to be your shot now. And I'm going to go just like that to Elder Dari, that is also going to please share with us. And then we're going to come down to Anthony. In case if anybody kind of drop off by connection or what have you, don't worry, okay? Just get yourself back in and just remember who you are behind. I may lose the number, I may lose the track, okay? However, yeah, from Anthony, we'll go to the EH2. It's good to see your face again, sir. Yes, sir. So, Umboje, my brother, sir, I don't know if I pronounced that right. You have to give me the short form to make it easier. Well, I'll get to you. So you're going to go after the MI6 man, EH2. I mean, sorry, EH2 code. Then after yourself, we're going to go to Agoro Muyiwa. Sir, we'll come back to you after Mr. Umboje, one name, my brother. So, meanwhile, there's somebody I just missed. See where he's hiding, Tall MC. It's actually the shot of Tall MC after the Temple of Truth. But it's been back and forth since. Sorry about that, sir Adegoke. I'm going to let him quickly do his presentation. Then we're going to start with you, sir. Okay? I'm glad he's still here. So, Sabanki, you are going to go after Agoro. Agoro, as he's calmly sitting there. So, without wasting much of our time. Tall MC, sir, please unmute. Your shot.
Yeah, good evening, Maiyegun. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir.
Good evening, house. In fact, it's a pleasure to be here. I've been trying for so long now just to even call in, but it has not been easy. Actually, I won't say much. I just wanted to point out some things, because listening to everybody who has been talking this night, yes, even though some of us are sounding like macho men, But the truth is that we can sense the fear in the heart of every Nigerian, that especially those of us that are living in diaspora, because we have our people back home. But I've listened to a lot of people, and the disappointment that came from the election is written on everybody's face, you know. Having said that, there are some things that we may not be paying attention to, which I want to point out this night. If anybody feels that all these things that are coming out now about the president-elect are just things that are coming out from the blues, that person is making a mistake. Because APC and PDP are the same group of people. Those that are in APC today were in PDP last 3 years. Those that are in PDP now, some of them were in APC. And it is impossible for anybody to convince me that those in APC and PDP didn't know about Tinubu's citizenship, that Guinean citizenship. Nobody will convince me that those in PDP didn't know about the drug issues. But I think they are bringing it out one thing at a time to see the reactions of the people, because what they are actually expecting is for people to troop out to the streets so that they will do whatever they have in mind. I actually supported Showore from the onset, but in the past 1 month or thereabout, I've been thanking God that that Obi came out. Because if Obi didn't come out, the whole obedient movement would have gone for Showore. And Maiyegun, there's something I want you to just imagine for a second. Imagine if the whole obedient had followed Showore, come out the way they came out in mass for Obi to vote for Showore, and they rigged the election. Showore would have pushed the youth to the streets the next morning. And the type of massacre that we would have seen in Nigeria by now, even you will come out to talk and your mouth will be shaking, because they would have killed our people like chickens. So I look at this thing and I say to myself, thank God that Obi came out. Anybody can convince me, that try to convince anybody that the whole politicians are the same, Obi is the same thing as Atiku. Anybody can say that. But if there is one thing Obi has succeeded in doing, it is the fact that they have not massacred our youth. And I want everybody to take note, just record what I'm about to say now.
Yes, sir.
All this Guinea story that they brought, mark it somewhere, it came from APC and PDP, and they knew it before. This picture of Tinubu inside helicopter, Maiyegun, no be me and you video ram now.
Maybe also somebody close to them.
It was videoed by a strong politician or a better rich man that has connection, not me and you. So for them to bring it out now, they are just throwing out things that will make people get angry and go to the streets so that they will send the army to massacre us. But we are not. God is just helping us. So what I want everybody to know is this: like the Yoruba brother that called that spoke, I think before the last speaker, said that it is time to strategize. But I want to beg every one of us, Maiyegun, I am telling you from experience. I know what I used to go through anytime I go to the airport, anywhere, and bring out Nigerian passport. What is about to happen to Nigeria now, even if you like, hold American passport, but your name is Chinedu, your name is Adebola. If you bring out American passport with a Nigerian name, you are a suspect if what is about to happen to Nigeria happens. And this is why my own prayer is that God will just give the people, especially the judges, whatever they call themselves, God will give them the wisdom to understand the calamity that is about to befall Nigeria. Wow. Because Maiyegun, this is not a good news for us.
No, it's not looking good at all.
It's not looking good for us at all. And with what, even now, they have tried everything. They want to arrest Obi. Obi is this. Dati Ahmed said this, and obedience had been calm. But they know that this calmness is not normal calmness. It is like you are pouring chemicals inside a bottle that can explode at any time. They know it. But they want it to be that the reason is from Obi or from APC or from the obedient. And so far, so good. They have succeeded in handling this issue well. And my fear, Maiyegun, is that if anything happens between now and the 29th of May, and it looks as if Obi has pushed the people to the streets, Maiyegun, I don't fear for Obi. They can arrest Obi and put in the prison, but I fear for my brothers and sisters in Nigeria. That's my fear, and that's where I want us to be careful.
Thank you so much for that, Tall MC. I'm so happy that you didn't give up when the network was fluctuating, right? I mean, how could we miss all of that? That would be a great loss to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I must tell you one thing.
Yes,
just like my name sounds, I am an event anchor man, but I respect you because what you do on this program, even me that anchor events, I can't do half of it. And I salute you. You are too much, Baba.
I mean, that's some what do you call it, validation coming from the professional there. Thank you, Tall MC.
Right.
Pleasure.
Yeah, good night.
You have a good one, sir. Cheers. So that's brilliant. I mean, and it's also like a passionate appeal, looking at a situation not from one angle, from one lens, but looking at it from all kind of a various perspective, they call it, like from different angle, and you kind of have a reason to appreciate the moment, according to Tall MC, which is great. Let's now go back to that tally. Good enough, we didn't miss him. So, Sir Adegoke, sir. Sir Timothy, that's your shot, please. I think you need to unmute, but let me try it from here, sir. Yes, that's you, please.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear, please.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. But can you hear me too?
Oh. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we cannot hear you, but can you hear us? Can you hear me? Okay.
Can you hear me, sir?
I'll give you time. The problem is that we cannot hear you, but it doesn't.
Hello, can you hear me, sir? All right. I can hear you now.
Oh, you can now. Hey, it's working. So I can hear you. I've been hearing you all this while.
Okay, sir.
And if I can hear you, right? That means everybody is hearing you. Please go on.
Right.
Go on.
Now I can hear you. All right. My name is Adegoke. First of all, I'm not an elder. I'm as young as Maiyegun as well.
Well,
I'm calling from UAE.
You know what they say in Yoruba?
To be precise. And a lot of people have been saying so many things. And first of all, I would like to comment on your program. Your program has always been very educating.
Thank you.
That's always been very educating. I started watching your program, I think, around 2018. That was when I knew you, and I've been following your programs. A lot of people have connected to your programs through me. And I will not say too much. Thank you for the program. Thank you for enlightening a lot of people, even though people that choose to live in denial. Thank you for enlightening each and every one of them. And I believe one day, people that choose to live in denial, their eyes might still be open. But one or two things that I would like to point out, sir. I'm not going to take our time because I know that we have a lot of people here that have been saying a lot of things. One of the things I would like to say is that this last election, it really changed my perspective about we Nigerians, especially those that are, even the people that are in diaspora. This election, it made me to see that truly we have these racial tendencies. We have this racism tendencies. It shows, especially during this election. I've never witnessed it like that before in my entire life. But this election made me to really see it, and it gives me a lot of perspective, like, that Nigerians are not different from the politicians that rule them. Everybody is just waiting for his or her own turn. Everybody is waiting for his or her own turn to pick a share of the cake. I have in-laws that are batified, and when they are trying to sound politically correct, I just look at them and I just shook my head and say, ah, this one they already miss it. And then number two, religion too is also one of our problems. I'm a redeemed member. I remember one of the days we were doing Sunday school and they were talking about Christian and governance. And one of the questions I raised, I said, we Christians, we need to talk to ourselves. We are the one giving these thieves, we are the one giving them platforms. We are the one endorsing them. So if we don't get it right in the area of godliness, we are only being righteous. We are not godly. We are not godly at all. And that day when I raised the objection during the Sunday school service in the church, even the person that was anchoring the program could attest to it. So we need to, and the last thing I would need to say, sir, Nigerians, we seems to be forgetful. We usually forget easily. This issue of answers that happened, it's like some people are still saying it like nobody has died. And at times I feel like, is it that there is no humanity in us? Is it that some people just choose to die? The humanity in them just choose to die. And we have loads of them. Some of them are even professors. They will be telling you, what do you know? What do you know? And I think one of the things that this Gen Z has done to them, it has really made them to see that no, you elderly men, you have missed it, and if care is not taken, you don't have the time anymore. So that's just all I have to say. Thank you for your program, Maiyegun. I really appreciate it, sir.
Thank
God
you
bless
very
you, sir.
much, sir. I know we were having an issue of the connection. Okay, so for people watching, everybody watching right there, it will start sounding like I was talking over him. So I just had to keep short, or else we would never understand what he wanted to say. And I'm glad that that went well. So what we're gonna do next is that we're gonna go to Sir Elder Dari. Sir, it is you we will be listening to next. And no, hang on, is it Elder Dari or E82? Is you. You see, I told you I could miss it. You need to remind me. I know you won't say anything, but good enough that I remember that. So if I give you that slot, please remind me, okay? I just flow with what I see on the screen. Sir, it is actually good to see your face in person again.
Yes, you know the slogan, all hell Biafra, all hell Oduduwa.
This your, the green logo, the super chat and the rest of that on there. I'm like an E82. Okay.
Yes.
Good to see you face to face, sir. Thank you for joining us.
All hell Biafra, all hell Oduduwa. You know the slogan.
All hell Oduduwa. Go on.
Yes, Maiyegun, thank you for everything. And everyone that's in the parliament, you guys spoke well, elegantly. A lot of great points. We may agree and disagree on certain things, but this is what makes this platform what it is, where we all could share ideas. Even when we disagree, we might learn from each other. I just basically want to be short about it. It's just that for how many years we've tried, with this independence and everything else and trying to gel together. One thing we have to keep in mind is that Nigeria was a project. Nigeria is a project designed by the British, and it was always intended for it not to work for us, but rather for the British to benefit from. So all these leaders that we see now, doing what they're doing, this is all by design. It's like almost like a computer programmer when you program a software or an app. It's designed to do that one thing, and it can never go off course. And these are all the end results of it all. And the only way to resolve this is for it to be dissolved. No matter how much we try, we can never fix it. Even if we get the best of the best into Rock or anything like that, it's never going to work. That's one thing we all have to understand. We can pray to now to thy kingdom come. Nothing is coming to change it. Obedience, yeah, you guys did well. It shows that people are not giving up. They're actually fighting. There's actually people that are just fed up with everything. Kudos to you guys. But the end result is, when it's all said and done, this thing has to be dissolved. Let everyone go their way. If we decide to come together, then we could come together and build something else better. Right now, nothing is ever going to work. You can't build a skyscraper on a quicksand. It's just never going to work. You know, I'm just trying to be honest so we could all like see what it is for what it is. You know what I mean? We've tried many times. You just can't fix it. It's plain insanity if we keep doing things over and over and over. That's all I have to say, Maiyegun.
Thank you so much. I love it when it's straight to the point, even though you barely use half of your time. Thank you for yielding. It's a pleasure seeing your face, even though you only gave me half of it. I mean, half bread is better than none, they say. Oh, yeah, that's it. Thank you, sir. So now we're going to go to the Sir Dari Elders. I don't know which one I will use first, but I will use Sir, which is pretty much befitting. You know, you say Sir there. You know what I mean? So, sir, it is your shot.
Hi, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Is it because of my white beard you are calling me elder?
Yeah, it's because of your posture, the way you sat. I actually would have kind of seen that as your image, not even you. It was very like somebody who is like a sir. So yeah, maybe the beard.
Maiyegun, forget the white beard. It's Nigeria condition that is causing this white beard.
I'm yours. Yeah, cook me, sir.
It's the condition in that country that caused this white beard. So leave that. When you see some of us walking on the street, you think some of us, Nigeria has done something to us. That's why you see us like that way, you know.
Thank you for anyway.
Thank you very much, Maiyegun. This is my first time to be in this program. I've been with you for a while.
Thank you.
You know, I just want to give one testimony.
Yes,
there was something you said, you know, politics in Nigeria has become like a drug to like drug addiction to Nigerians now. And especially in the way the establishment, you keep saying something, the establishment. When you say the establishment, a lot of people don't really understand what that establishment means. They think probably it's somebody that is in government or somebody that has a power. No. Even the woman frying akara might be part of that establishment. You know, in 2017, you had a program where something was happening and one man spoke something. And when that man says, that's why why I listen to you is that there's a whole lot of things one can take out of your program. That is why I listen to you. And honestly, your program is very, very educative.
Thank you, sir.
And while I was listening to that program, this man said something. I don't know if you could remember that program. It was a white man walking along the street and somebody was asking him a question about Nigeria. And the guy said, no reasonable person stays in that country. That was what when the man said that thing, you heard that program. I went back and I thought about it. He said, no reasonable person stays in this country. Omo. Like all of us in Madia, we don't know before.
Tell me about
it. Honestly, I thought I was working like a normal human being in this country. I didn't know I was really.
Something is actually wrong. You just look what. You know, is that we are what is wrong or the system is wrong. Something is wrong.
And meanwhile, if you are there, you think that, oh, but this is how the thing is going on. It should be going on this way. This is how it's going on. We are okay. This is how it should be. And when I thought about it, I said, no. And truly, when I dust my passport, it's short. Like you don't. I had investment because I was seeing the problems. But you know, if you're in the system, there's a limit to which you can see. There's a limit to which you can know. If you are in Nigeria, honestly, don't forget even when you travel out and you come back in, you won't see. You won't see.
Like you don't see things the way you see them when you are like seeing from outside and all that.
And the truth is that it's not that it is fantastic over here. It's that fantastic as such that I don't see any difference. we have corrupt politicians all over the world.
Yes, we do.
But the establishments, the followers, can you, so when I thought about that, and I said, no, I said, this thing I had for manager, I said, no, I have to take it up. And truly, when I took it up, I decided to sell my investment and move. And honestly, I still want to thank you that was one of the best decisions I took in 2017, But even when I took that decision, that does not stop me from looking back home, how to fix back what is going on home, because still my country, I come back home, my parents are still there. And we're going to fix that country. Nigeria is going to come back. It's been like that all over. At times when I sit down, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, or was it today or yesterday, I was listening to Lai Mohammed. How can Lai Mohammed leave? Something is wrong. People don't say, how can you leave somebody that made a statement and you are putting the accusation on somebody's head who was just quiet? That tells you that there's something fundamentally wrong in that country to a certain part of people that comes from that country. If Ahmed Dati was somebody from the South that made that statement, by now it would have been picked up by DSS, or probably will be clearing off his acts in the. But I bet you, the establishments. I still know we have people in AP in Labour Party who are part of the establishment. I still strongly believe that Data Ahmed would have been picked up if he was not part of the establishment. I can tell you that. And they were so confused.
He's only enjoying the northern privilege.
I said the establishment were so confused, did not know where to put the compass. They just decided to focus the compass on Obi. And yes, now you would have come out and talk about that statement. Now you didn't talk about it, so you're an accomplishment. So therefore, that was in your mind. That is what you wanted to see.
So it's all there trying to create a smoke screen, or trying to create something from nothing, and just holding on what will stick.
And the way it is now, I tell you, you were asking if we are ready. My brother, we are ready for Bola Tinubu's administration by May 29.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that man is going to come in, and nothing is going to happen. Man, you can take it from me. Everything is going to go normal, because do you know why I say so?
Please.
I'm very old in this country, and I have seen situation that is even worse than what we have today. And I knew how it went because of the divide we have in our country, because of the divide, how we are made up. That man is going to come in very well, comfortably well, and everything is going to go normal, smoothly. Let's just wait now for another 4 years now. Let's leave him. Let's leave him. We did that in 2015. Let's leave him. He will continue. But we will only continue like that. But you know why? You know why it's so ironic to me? You know why it's so ironic? Because everybody, including Sheuri, is putting the trigger at Obi. Why? That is just somebody came second. Nobody's even talking, okay, you came second. Why is everybody pointing the trigger at the man that came third? Why? Why are they just fixated against Obi? I've never seen any of the aide of Tinubu accusing Atiku. Even the respected lawyers, even those we respect as elders in Nigeria, they are all fixated at Obi. That tells you that there is a strong establishment in that country that will take only divine intervention to break. It is beyond what we see or what we are thinking or what we are planning. And I was so happy Obi said something. He said he knew that this struggle is going to go this way. It's not an easy one. But the only thing he didn't say was that he hoped that this struggle will not take his life. And I still fear for that man every day. I fear and I pray for him every day, because he walks along the streets with that guy.
Thank you so much.
I fear for him.
Just for clarity, for those who didn't understand that phrase where you said Tinubu will come in and nothing will happen, for those who didn't understand, what you meant there is that as long as we are divided and people are divided, so I never form an opinion to actually fight the establishment, with the way things are, that's exactly how Tinubu is going to come in. As divided as people are, that's how it's also going to run through. Sir, thank you.
Thank you very much, Maiyegun. I so much appreciate you very much, and thank you for the good job. Keep it up very well. I always expect. I'm not really Yoruba, so when you see my name Dari, that is just our diversity. I'm from the south and Shekeri by tribe. So, but you see Dari, you think I'm Yoruba. So,
well, I actually took that for Yoruba because I was like, Dari. I had a similar problem, right? When I got to Glasgow, so I was like, Oluwa Damilare. So when I was telling people that, okay, just call me Dari or Lord, they're like, how do we call D? I was like, you know what? Don't stress it. Just call me Dre. And to these 11 years, majority of them would rather call me Dre because they can't Dari. But fair enough. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Maiyegun. Nice one.
Sir. So let's move on. This time around, remember, people's opinions are theirs. Respect them. You can disagree with opinions, okay? Or respect that person who made theirs because we are all kind of, this is what is missing. Apart from us shouting at ourselves in the comment section on social media and there, your papa, have a conversation. Listen to people. See how people see things too. And maybe, just maybe, you might actually learn something. I'm learning a lot. I don't know about you, and I bet many people are also learning. We had a lady with us earlier, but somehow we lost her. So I am going to try and bring her back aboard. Let's go with our list. So where was I? Just before I brought Sir Joseph Okonkwo, I remember my brother, Ungbo Jowem, right? I remember you. I remember Banki. I remember Anthony. And then Agoro. Who was next? Sorry, who is next after the... If I remember, do you want me to reshare that? I think it's because I remember Banki was going to come. Okay, you know what? Let's save ourselves that stress. Okay, stress. Okay. Ungbo Jowem, my brother, I will let you go next now. Okay, and then Anthony, you will go after him. Guru sir, you will go after Anthony, and then Banki sir, as usual, you will go after Agoro. Then I can then come back to Sir Joseph as well as the man of prestige. A pleasure, sir. So there we go. You can unmute, sir. And this time you can tell you how to pronounce the name. So I'll stop pronouncing it anyway.
My name is Mbojukwem, you know.
Yeah, I got that.
Mbojukwem, yeah. Maiyegun, since 3 days I'm trying to call in your program, because I started following you since 2014, I think. And only this year I got the chance to talk in your program 2 times, and 3 days ago that you have an interesting topic, and I tried to call in, but I tried and it didn't work out.
I'm so sorry.
But all these things, just let me go straight to my things. But I wrote some things down so that I can manage my time.
5 minutes, and any extra please.
Maiyegun, and the listeners, good evening. Nigeria is a company, not a country. Let's just have that one in our mind. It's a company, it's not a country. And Nigeria is governed by cartel. And it has gone so bad that Nigeria is now ruled, and that Nigerians are being ruled on Facebook. And anything they fly as in Facebook, then Nigerians will make noise. At the end of the day, they will put it there as a policy. They will say, okay, let's go with it. And it's like that. So Nigeria is being ruled by Facebook. And that's where we are being divided more. We are being divided more. And another thing that I'm scared of about Nigeria is security. You know, when you look at Mali, you look at all these Guinea, or that. So no, not Guinea, Mali. That's 2 countries in West Africa. They had coup last year, 2021, and so one of the youngest presidents now in Nigeria. They are military guys. in a situation Nigeria is now, the military was coming, but the military, they are not sincere anymore in Nigeria. I believe they are putting the good ones are no more. The bad ones are more than the good ones in the military. That's why we are just looking at Nigeria like this. Military are not saying anything. They are not doing anything. That is security part of it. So nobody is going to come out on the street and take up a placard that will not. That person is already dead. He's already dead. So the even police, military, they are all compromised. And when you want to talk about Obi and Showore, Showore has the force, but Showore, since 1 week now, I've been listening to Showore. I'm disappointed because, like the last.
Oh, what happened? Did I just lose him? Okay. See, what happened is this. I'm going to let. We have a lady back, and because it is the hang on. Yeah, because it is the rule, right? So I'm going to let the lady go next. Anthony, so you would have to like be the gentleman as usual, okay? It's the rule. Somehow I made the rule, okay? So please. Lady, I will let you go on, ma. Mrs. AY, Mrs. or Miss AY, rather. Please, ma.
Miss AY. Can you all hear me?
Loud and clear, ma.
All right, thank you. And thank you for having me. It's been a while that I've been watching your show. Anytime I'm home, I'm always tuning in to know what's going on. And I would say my husband make me to like it though. So because there was a time I tuned off where you were saying some things about Christianity and all the rest, it turned me off. The same way I would have been turned off day before yesterday, we were talking about the people in their 50s. I say it's not our fault. What is happening these days is not in our time. I remember no phone, no TV, nothing. And also, I want to say this to all Nigerians at this time. Thank you for what you are doing, Mr. Maiyegun. It's quite a pleasure. You didn't allow us to be deaf. So, which is happening to most people in Nigeria. Before I came over to the US, we used to live in Osun State. Because when things started happening, I started equating things to what happened then. I said, when we were there, I don't know what is going on in Lagos. I don't know what is going on. Even the Ibadan that is very close to us, you will hear news in teeth and in bits because no lights, no data to watch anything. I don't even go to YouTube at all. So all we are saying now, most Nigerians don't know about it. That is the unfortunate thing. And I said it that these leaders, God is going to punish them because they're the ones keeping people in darkness so that they will not know anything, so that they can always use them. I want to use the case of Osun State as an example. When I was there, Aregbesola used to be the governor. This man was paying us our salary for more than 7 years.
Wow.
I don't know how on earth we survived. It's got on me that I'm like, what is this? And I know that is what most people in that place is going through. Nobody had us. We are the state workers. Even the federal workers did not see any reason why it will not pay us half salary. Just to know how terrible people are in their mindset. They didn't see anything wrong with it. After all, you guys are state workers. We are federal. The moment the government began to do the same thing at the federal, then they began to cry. So just to let you know how we are so insensitive. And look at this Aregbesola that did all this. He scraped all the schools in Osun State. He turned them to like a private school. He messed up the whole educational system in Osun State, to me. And this same man now came back this year. He brought the passport office to Ilesha. Now everybody starts celebrating him. That is the problem in Nigeria. We forget things so easily. Everything was doing was in favor of Tinubu. Tinubu is the one that bought Fakunle High School. Fakunle High School is the oldest school in Osun State. They scraped the school overnight. And they said they want to build, I don't know, shopping mall or whatever. They want to build in that school. And this belongs to Aregbesola. Aregbesola is the one paying our salary. And you know what all the things they get from all these things. For over 8 years, the Aregbesola was there, no increments, nothing. And they keep increasing everything. You know, they made a
progressive now. They are the progressives, so they said that.
And that's unfortunate, and people don't see it. Even the lecturers, just to let you know, I live in university town, Ile-Ife. The lecturers on campus don't know what is going on. They don't believe in what we are saying. They believe they are the progressives are the one doing the best. If a professor can be telling me that it's only Tinubu that can do it, do what? For goodness sake, let's have a change. We have enough of these people. They are rotating themselves. This morning I was listening to the news again, and I heard that Dino Melaye is now going to run for governorship in that state. You know what? I said, what is all this nonsense, for goodness sake? Can't we see? Can't we hear? Can't we know what is going on? Although so many times they put themselves there. Despite all they did in Lagos with the past election, some people are still claiming they are doing the best. I know of my auntie, now she's not talking to me anymore because I said, auntie, can't you see what is going on? He said, no, don't talk to me about that. You live in the US, but I live in Lagos, and they are doing the best for us. They are paying our salary. They are doing this. I said, so you guys just believe in that your salary, nothing more. And you know the little peanuts they give to people, and they made them to drum after them, and people run after them just because of it. And that is why they will continue to subject us. I look at Nigeria as a draft. When you are playing a game of drafts, they know when this one will go in and will defeat this, will win this. They know the game is a game. They know that when they shook us one time, and we shout, oh, the next minute we are going to stop and we are going to follow them. They know us. They know what we can do. They know our weaknesses. They know our strengths. They know where to get us. Look at what they did at toll gates, killing children, killing young adults. For goodness sake, who does that? In what country? And now nobody seems to remember. And now you are now enjoying yourself. You are now drumming and beating drums for what's the name of this one that just became the governor again? Sanwo-Olu. I said, for goodness sake, listen to everything. So people seem to misunderstand. When Aregbesola was paying our salary, you know what the workers were saying? They say, let's just continue. By the time we will pay this salary, are we not going to, because I used to be a teacher, are we going to go back and be teaching the children? I say, if you die before your time, with the children, we didn't remember you. They don't know. People are so daft. People are so short. They are so short eyes, short mind. Everything about them is like they are being gagged up, and they don't know. Many teachers died. Some people cannot buy drugs for themselves. They cannot take care of their children. And yet you are still singing praises for these people, for goodness sake. I don't know how we are going to do it in Nigeria. My mind is always bleeding for my country, because when Oyibo man look at you, you say, we're from where country? Because they know from the moment they hear my accent, they know I'm from Africa. You are from I'm from Nigeria. You want to be proud.
Left elation. But I didn't leave you, and you can't hide it. I can't hide it.
I said I'm from Nigeria. I will tell them readily. I'm from Nigeria. They say, wow, they know so many things about us. It's insane. And we have a lot of us that are very brilliant and very smart. But despite that, we are living the way we are. The Lord will deliver us. You just don't believe in us, Christianity. We are praying, and God will deliver us.
Yeah, you know one thing, ma. Thank God that you are able to say it to my face. You know, sometimes, right? Yes. I do feel like when I spoke about that thing earlier, did I say it the way I wanted to? So that those who are actually Christians or religious, they will understand that this that I'm talking about is not for them. It's actually for a particular, but sometimes how many explanations I will make. I apologize.
God will help us. I understand what you are.
You know what I mean? So usually
some pastors will make you speak against them in what they are doing, which I don't
apologize ahead of time. That if you're religious, I apologize. I'm sorry, but I need to start with this. I need to say this. But thank you so much, ma.
It's okay. Thank you very much for everything you are doing. God will continue to strengthen you.
Amen.
And God will strengthen your wife too, because I know he's doing a great job behind.
Thank you so much, ma. Can you nice to yeah? Have a good one, ma. Yes, ma. So that's a we couldn't miss that. Anthony, thanks so much for your patience too, because I need to also say thank you and thank you and thank you to you too. Now we're going to come to you. I have another lady, but I will come back to her. She is quite a little busy. So, sir, your short.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maiyegun, the general. Everybody has spoken so well. Mine is just to troubleshoot everything that's been said in a different way, so to speak. So I would just want to go critical with everybody who wants to, all those who are promoting Tinubu. I want to say, if you are assuming if you are an employer of labor, would you employ someone like Tinubu? That's a very critical, fundamental question. If you cannot employ somebody like Tinubu, why would you want him to be the president of more than 200 million people? So that's the height of hypocrisy, and hypocrisy is the biggest bane of corruption in Nigeria, because we've been smoked and smothered into Stockholm syndrome, where people are suffering and smiling, and that is something that only I don't know who will save us from that. And another thing is this sense that, whether we want it or not, Tinubu is going to be inaugurated. I don't like to go into that kind of ideology. I'm a very
Anthony, right? Some people actually consider that as a direct threat, but some people don't know.
Yeah,
in them that
because
it's going to be.
Because in its own is an agenda, which is what the Tinubu people are projecting. And when you surrender to that fate, it simply means you've already taken, because war begins from the mind. And what we are doing now is a war of the mind. You need to weaken people mentally in order to surrender them physically. So what they are doing is, whether you like it or not, Tinubu is coming there, and you look at the kind of foolhardiness this man is coming with, and you'll be like, okay, well, since they've said he's coming, whether we like it or not, and then you raise up your hand. I don't believe in that kind of thing. He's not going anywhere. You know why I'm saying that? Look at what is happening in Mexico today. People go to Mexico. I'm using it as an example. Colombia, where drug cartels have messed up a country that have so many wonderful people and so many wonderful talents. And because people decide to bring themselves together, they decide to form blocks against the institutions of government and against everything that means well. And then I'll just leave it at that. The other part I wanted to touch is when people talk about Obi, it looks like, yes, he's from the system, but have we ever asked ourselves, why did Adam fail? Adam fell because everything was given to him. Remember, in the Bible mentioned two Adams: Jesus, the second Adam, and Adam, the first one. Right. So Adam fell because everything was given to him, but Jesus came because he was in our nature. He passed through the system. The only person who can save this system is the person who understands the system. I used to work for the federal government, for the presidency. So I understand the system. If you send me to that place now, I know where the loopholes are. I know where I'm going to touch. I know whom I'm going to hold. I know the people I'm going to direct. Obi has been through the system. And if you look at him, it takes the grace of God to see that the kind of massive support he's getting can only give him the conversion that is needed for that experience. Because sometimes the way we started this movement is no longer the way it's going. Obi is not handling this situation. He's just like a pilot. If Obi at any point says he's not going to go further, he's going to cause a problem for himself. So he's not the one directing the bus. The bus is the will of the people. Nigerians are tired. Nigerians are frustrated. Nigerians are channeling every form of anger, including you and I. Go to your message. Everything, more than 4,000 videos you have talks about Nigeria. Are you not tired? You're tired. So these are the kind of forces that are holding this. Is enough to draw conversion. So whether Obi likes it or not, he goes into that seat. He is going to have that tremendous conversion that whether he likes it or not, we are watching on him. For instance, like 10 years ago, anybody who saw 10 years ago will not believe what is happening today. That somebody like Tinubu will be like festered all over the internet. People will pick out all his sins wherever they are. We still have a window, more than up to 1 month. Worse things are happening. There's a division among Tinubu's camp. there's so much that people who are going on their own second conscience knows that something is happening and something is about to happen. And I want to use this opportunity to talk to the judges that very day. You are laying a legacy. And after that, I'm not threatening you. I can't do anything. But I want to tell you, you would rather make a decision that tomorrow you would rather give up on yourself than give up on your country, a country that has given you everything. You all have failed us. People like us didn't want to be overseas. We are here because you didn't give us the opportunities that we had back home. So I'm saying this to all the judges. I don't want to appeal to your conscience, but I want you to look at the worst crimes that has happened in Nigeria. If you don't think you are responsible, I will put it to you. The decision you make in that court on that very day will hold you responsible, will hold you accountable, will hold you in criminal moral conscience of, for everything that has happened in Nigeria. So this is how I want to put it for all those who are going to make that decision. And you better have a helicopter that after that judgment you fly off, because people are going to come after you in the sense that people are not happy. And the truth about these whole cases are glaring, that you will jump all the cases. Like, it's not one, it's not two, it's not three. You jump all these cases and then make a judgment on a decision that will impact the lives of more than 200 million people who are suffering. So this is how I want to put it.
Thank you so much.
It takes someone, once again, I'm rephrasing, it will take someone who has been part of the system to save the system, not someone who has not been part of the system. Because if you look at comparative pragmatic assessment, just juxtapose all the candidates. Tinubu, just knock him off. He's a drug dealer, he's an addict, he's everything. And which makes me believe some of the times he was gaffing was because he was into drugs. So if you put Atiku, he has SPV, put him on the side. Then you put Showore, I don't know how much he has handled political experiences. Then you put Obi. He said, go to my history and give me wherever you have found me defaulting. He's not perfect, he said it. But if you have found me in anything, I'll surrender this movement. So people have not been able to confront him with that. So we are still going with him until they get something that is better.
Thank you.
For now, we hold on to what we have until we have what is better. But they should release that judgment and give Nigerians, because people like us who are living in the US are still suffering. I know how many calls I get in a day, and sometimes when you can't help, it feels like you don't know what is going on. Yeah. So passively and actively, we are suffering. Remotely and directly, we are suffering too. So they should set Nigeria free. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I bet even when people, for those who probably didn't, who were like, oh, he's actually spending all the time, at a point, they wanted you to probably continue. But thank you, sir, among other people who have spoken this evening. So it's been a pleasure. Sir Anthony, thank you. Now, the tradition is, I know I've got this big man here, and I don't know how I'm going to do it, but the tradition is tradition. We have a lady. So we'll let the lady have a shot, and then we'll go back to the number one, being gentlemen, please. Okay. So how are you, ma? At B. Did I pronounce that right, ma? Okay, let's first unmute you. I think you have to do it yourself, yeah?
Yes.
Great.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Yes, hello. Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for what you do. I just started listening to your channel recently, and I think I love what you do. It resonates with me. And I mean, I'm happy that you are a Yoruba man for doing this. I have a reason for saying that, because when this whole ethnic thing went, overboard, over this last election, it was as if most of the Yoruba people were on some kind of autopilot mode. So everybody was like, even the people that you kind of respect and you think that they were very reasonable people, they all just, went behind.
It was concerning that even when I was raising the alarm, right? I was raising the alarm for those who will ignorantly agree with whatever reasons why they are doing what they are doing, because I wanted them to know that they are going to come for you too. But it wasn't long. when they started telling Yorubas that they didn't look Yoruba enough, or they didn't speak Yoruba enough. I said, didn't I say it? When they are done with those they call the enemies, you're gonna be next. So I'm glad that a lot of people also reacted, because a lot of Yorubas really felt so bad, and I'm glad I'm one of those who kind of lead that charge. So thank you. If that was
I do. It was getting to a point where I was almost developing some kind of phobia or anxiety when I have to discuss this issue with somebody who is, from my ethnic background, who is a Yoruba, because almost all of them, no matter how much you think they are enlightened, exposed, sophisticated, educated, even some of them who are living abroad, they all just seem to, I don't know, it's like everybody's gone crazy, And so anytime I see a fellow Yoruba who thinks like me, who is reasonable, who is detribalized, I have this peace, I have this relief, let me call it relief. So I'm happy for that. And I mean, greetings to every other person on the panel. Everybody that has spoken so far, I agree with most of what everybody said. I love what Miss Ayo said. I really could see her passion. It's almost palpable. And but I want to talk about something, and with every due respect to all the nationalistic movements, by this I mean the Biafra movement, IPOB, the Yoruba Nation, and all the different, groups. Personally, I think the way we are going right now, if things don't go, because I'm not going to trust too much the Nigerian judiciary. We can see that we cannot really trust them, not just the judiciary. Anything that is coming from Nigeria is always very unpredictable. I don't have so much faith in them, but I'm going to give them, just like most people, I think we should give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not expecting much, in terms of them giving, the correct judgment and giving justice to Obi and his cause and giving the bandit back to him and all that. But if they don't do this, I'm just wondering what is going to happen. And I think at this stage that at some point that country is going to end up, it will implode. I mean, there's no way around it. Everything is going to explode at some point. But there's somewhere I beg to disagree, okay, which is this whole thing of, let's everybody go their way. I don't agree with it, and I will tell you the reason why I don't agree with it. Now, even within all these ethnic groups, like the IPOB, the Yoruba Nation, whatever, there is not really any unity. You see, I mean, you as a Yoruba man, you agree with me that even among the Yorubas, there is segregation. I mean, when all the Yorubas come together, even within Ogun State, there is segregation among the Egba people and the Jebus.
Mm-hmm.
You see? And the same goes, like Yorubas will say something like Awarauke. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, people from...
Okay, we know those people.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about. So obviously, yes, like the people from maybe from the upper side of Yoruba land and all that. So even among all the different ethnics, or I mean major or whatever ethnic groups, there is division. So at the end of the day, if they all say, okay, let Yoruba go, let Igbo go, let whatever, they will still keep breaking up into tiny bits. They're never gonna be, personally. And another thing is this, like when you see, like, okay, for instance, I am Yoruba, but there are so many other Yoruba people like me that I don't agree. We don't have the same philosophy of life. We don't share the same ideology. For instance, someone like all these Tinubu and the rest of them, I don't agree with them. You see? So how can it be? Okay, if we decide to all go our separate ways, I can't live in the same country or be led by someone like Tinubu, even though he's a Yoruba person like me. And I know that even among the Igbos, they have their elites as well, who are somehow funny people who have always been aiding and abetting all the different governments that have been persecuting the Igbos. You see, so where I'm going with this, my own way of thinking is this: that I think if there's going to be any breakup, the breakup has to do with an ideological division, not on ethnic basis. Okay, so something like, the Obi movement, the beauty in the Obi movement is it's not ethnic. It is organic, okay, and it is filled of people from different tribes, from different backgrounds. That is the kind of breakup that I can, join. Like, okay, it doesn't matter whether you are Ishekiri, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Fulani, whether you are Igbo, whatever. But as long as we have the same ideology, I can go with you.
That's brilliant.
Because at the end of the day, if people are going based on ethnic, background, it's not going to work. And I'm saying this with all sincerity. There are so many Yoruba people, and I've said I didn't know this before, but since this election, I mean, like I can say, even from friends and family, I've almost had some, I wouldn't call it enemy. And I know that some people have shared the same experience. I mean, look at someone like Showore. I mean, I know Showore personally, by the way. I'm not going to go into, I know him personally. And I respected him. Obviously, the political ambition thing, I'm not so much into that. But look at what Showore has been doing. I mean, you would expect that if Showore was really into, like, okay, he really means well, like he wants Nigeria to change, he wants whatever, he would support the Obi movement. It doesn't mean, I mean, there were some people that were suggesting to him back then, maybe you should join up with Obi. I mean, that's another different thing. I mean, it doesn't have to. But for him to start attacking Obi, when all these things are coming up, rather than for him to recognize who the common enemy of the masses are, which is Tinubu and this whole APC and PDP people, and confront them, now is going personal with Obi, which to me is marks of jealousy, of rivalry. It seems to me like, it's like, okay, I'm the one that first galvanized the youth. Now, why is it that everybody decided to go behind Obi? So it's decided to take it personal. So this is the kind of thing we'll be having. Even when we have, maybe Yoruba nation or whatever nation you choose to call it, you're going to have people who are more egoistic leaders who are probably just like thinking about themselves, their ego and all that, not really committed to the unification of the people. So personally, this is my own, I don't want to go on and on about this, but that's just my opinion.
I'm happy that you don't want to go further anyway, but however, I would kind of love to listen to you all night as well. But some of the people are like, oh, she's taking all the time. I was like, well, I can sit down, I'm sit down here all night. So thank you for all of that. We have picked a lot from you tonight. And then, like I told people, I think we should do this more often so that a lot of people can always like come on and then, thank you so much, Ma, for that. Okay. You have a wonderful evening, by the way. Thank you, Ma. So now let's go back to the men. And the men remain now. So I say everything, when everything is sorted, then we will check out, we check on the men that are left. So I am going to start with Agoro, sir. You have been so patient. You have been inside that car for like an hour. Thank you. And also with Banky. Banky too has been there like for an hour. Now I'm going to deal with the two of you, and then I'm going to go with the last elders who are there as the big men before we call it a night. So, Sir Agoro, you might need to, I'm going to, His Excellency, now maybe you and I will close. I've seen you, but I'm gone there. So I don't want to add you yet. My time is almost up. Now, Sir Agoro, Muiwa, Baba, please unmute.
Yeah, good evening, good morning, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
First off, I just want to commend you for this platform, and it's been very, very educative for me.
Thank you, sir.
And also, I just want to quickly say something. I don't want to take too much time because I've been on the road since, so I just need to like use this program to just use it as icing on the cake.
So thank you so much. Yeah. Please.
So one thing I've observed about all our politicians in Nigeria, they all have one thing in common, and they use it to make people to work against themselves, to divide us. Guess what those two things are?
What are?
Ethnicity and religion. That's their common denominator. That's their modus operandi. That is the way they operate. When it's time for election, that is when they know, oh, you belong to one tribe. Oh, Omo Ali become the war. Omo Ali become the war. Aovi and Omo Ali, stuff like that. But after the election, everything comes back to normal. Because why?
The same thing.
Yeah, they've achieved their aim. However, the Gen Z of these days at the woke.
The Kibas.
No. We understand that every keep quiet, and you are mortgaging their future, and you expect them to keep quiet. No. There's something they say: if you pursue a goat to the wall, it turns back and begins to fight back. So the Nigerian youth now, they are now in a survival mode. They will do anything to get their future back from all these people who call themselves politicians. Let me tell you something. My dad is a politician. He was, but no longer a politician. Why? For the sake of
you don't need to say much.
Yeah, I don't want to say much, but
about him.
But this same Shola, that the former governor of Oyo State, was a closer friend to my dad. Yes. When Shola was nobody, Shola back Koja City, if you want to left my Koja, that was how poor he was. But my dad discovered that if you want to do things right, there's nothing wrong in being a politician. As a matter of fact, it's okay. But when you want to hold on to politics and begin to use it to subvert people, that's where the problem is. So my dad was like, I do not subscribe with what all these people are doing. And I told him straight up, I said, sir, I'm not a politician. I don't like politics. If you know that what these people are doing it negates your principle, pull out.
Stay away from them.
And thank God it was as if he heard what I said before I left the country. And he pulled out. So now, then that's when all these politicians, that's when they now use religion and then ethnicity. I wish I had one singular power. All this state of origin, they should take it out of the constitution. Yes. They should replace it with residence, place of residence. Maybe that will make us understand, because here in America, there's nothing like state of origin. Wherever you stay, that is where you're going to be identified. That's the state you are going to be identified with. That's your state of residence. So all these things in this on the constitution that was formulated by the British that they gave to us, it's causing a lot of problems. But guess what? This politician will not allow any constitutional amendment because they know what they're going to get from it. So
for some reason, the network is started acting up at the other end. So let's give him just a few seconds. Now, if you are still watching, I think we have nearly 3,000 of us still watching on YouTube. So thank you very much, okay? So if you haven't really liked this broadcast, I kind of plead with you too while I go to Banky. Now, if Sagoro comes back, I'll bring him on again so that I can just finish what he's saying. Obankio, sir, you need to unmute.
Mr. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Thank you for everything you do. I've been following you for a while. And my issue is us, the people. America used the word, we the people.
Yes.
But Nigeria allow our politicians to run Nigeria like a company. And that's the problem we are facing right now. Let me give you a typical example of what I witnessed last Saturday. I took a friend going to Nigeria to the airport. I was helping him to check in. Because he produced Nigerian passport, the next thing they asked him for the credit card or the card he used to buy the ticket. Wow. So what occurred to me was like, this is just the beginning. So I challenged the guy because personally here, I hate people being maltreated or being profiled. So when I challenged the white guy, I was like, why I see other people coming here, you never asked anyone, can you give me the card or show me the card you bought the ticket with? He said, right now, it's kind of made asterisks for him. He showed me the screen. There are people coming from, he didn't use the word Africa, but I know it's Nigeria. Because he now said there is a lot of fraud. So why profiling people from place? Because American people, they are fraudulent too.
Yes.
Indian people are all here, they are fraudulent. Every day if you're in America, you will receive a call. Hey, your system is doing this. We people from the same voice, which mostly are India and Pakistan. But no one provided them. So with Tinubu stuff, all these things going on, we expect more. Like who said earlier, like I think is a Tall MC that said, most of us, whether we have citizenship, we carry blue passport, red passport, we'll still witness it one way or the other. And back to the main thing happening in Nigeria. This election, quite all right for me, is the best thing that have happened to Nigeria. And now I'm by the side waiting how Nigeria will react to it. Because thank God, I've been following the culture. We've been in the game before. So I think this this politics or this 2023 election exposed some of our so-called activists.
That is true. And true to that, I know that this 2023 exposed a lot. I'm with you, sir.
So most of them right now, you can't hear them again. Like the likes of Major or something like that. When before we were all queuing behind him, he went to jail, we all contributed behind him, but this election exposed all of them. Even the so-called Wike claiming to be the fighter of South-South or the South agenda, we saw what happened. Everyone is just fighting for on their personal agenda. So, and this election, I think, is God's divine hand that all prayers Nigeria have prayed, God will never come to speed food you. That's when I see people going to church Monday to Sunday waiting for miracle. You're a liar. And the pastor is freaking you. Because you have to show me, God will allow you, show him that place you are. He will come and meet you and bless you. If you are waiting for a miracle like the ones that do the miracle of just close your eye, you will see the money in your bank. It's just being foolish.
I know.
Because I haven't, the era of manna has gone. Manna doesn't fall anymore. No, I will bless the work of your hand. You never see I will drop money in your bank account.
True to that. Another truth there.
So most of these things, and these old politicians knew, but Obi came, changed the narratives. Now we stop seeing Aisha frying akara or Oshomole stopping on the road to buy banana.
Okay, I got you just mentioned Oshomole now, and you know what came to my mind? You know that dance? That dance says Lori when he was on stage and it's like that. I want to play it. Sorry. Like, just you mentioned his name.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to so, Banky.
So, people now understand. Tell us what you want to do for us. Not deceiving us. Going to primary school to chop rice. Now, it now turned to attack. Obi, I can't even talk to you. Bro, tell us what you have to do for us. So, and they never believe the youth have the structure. They believe the youth were in the internet. So, they never kind of believe like NSAS is about to repeat. That's why they came up with the word structure when they believe the money bags work. But the youth that determine, oh, this is the time we have to take our country back. People think Obi is just a tool used by God. Even some people challenge him, like, if you decide to quit at this moment, that death you're scared of will come to you. We are just using your name, or maybe divine purpose that your name word with Obi, and now we put dent in it, making it obedient. So it's not all about Obi. It's the youth. If you listen to what Kwankwaso said the last interview he had, he said this election taught most of them the lesson. Ndume said it. Ndume said it. Even my brother said it. What's his name, from Abia State? He said he survived election from the obedience because it wasn't all about I have the structure anymore. When they find out the structure have been demolished, that these internet people are now really on ground, they went back to ethnic profiling and religion profiling.
And violence. See, thank you so much, Banky. I'm glad that you promised from the beginning that you're not going to say much. I bet if I don't put a plug on it, that's going to be another half an hour of this, right? But what I'm going to say to you as well is that I appreciate this. You are so much, invaluable to this platform, like everyone else. And I bet the number is still very much high, nearly 3,000 people on YouTube. That means they're enjoying this conversation. And because all of you made it very interesting. So thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay? So I will see you again. Baba.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, Sagoro, I will give you 2 minutes because I hate people being kind of cut off. It pains after all that wait. So our time is rounding up. But yeah, please. You were talking more on the, you were using your dad, who happened to be part of that system before, but he had to pull out. And then here we are. Nigeria is being led by the worst. They say the worst is leading the best. Please. I think I'm going to help you with the microphone. Yeah, it's working now.
So
please.
when he listened to what I said and he moved out because he said, I'm not going to do something that posterity will judge me because I still have generations yet unborn. So if I want my conscience to be clear and die with clear conscience, I don't want to be into politics again. And he left. But guess what? All those gimmicks, he knows about it. So one day I called him and I was like, Dad, did you see what's going on? He said, well, I already know what's going to happen, but we have to say this. These people did not expect the kind of opposition they met, most especially from the younger generations. Like just to buttress what the last caller said, Dele Mamadu said the same thing. Say, hey, these guys not good. They don't have structure. They don't have structure. They took over Lagos. Kwakwaso said the same thing. These people, they don't have structure. They don't have structure. They are winning, Edo State governor said the same thing. So it's just like our eyes are open.
That's right.
It's very, very open. Though I'm in the diaspora, but guess what? I'm feeling the effect. I'm feeling it. Because when I have parents, I have my younger ones. Every day they call me. Oh, this thing is there. We are having a lot of issues here, stuff like that. But these people care less. I'm on your back. Come on. So the youth are doing what they are supposed to do. As a matter of fact, they should have done this thing a long time ago. So that is why they said they don't have structure. Yes, fine, I agreed, because structure. But the only structure that guy has is the youth. Have you ever heard him say anything instigating the youth? No. But they come out with propaganda telling people all sorts of lies. But guess what? The time has come. And look at the map of Africa. Look at where Nigeria is located. The map of Africa looks like a gun. Yes. Nigeria is the trigger.
And it's about to be pulled now.
If Nigeria wins the trigger, get pulled out, what will happen to other African countries?
I like that. That's the sound bite. If I'm a mixer, if I'm somebody who mixes content, that is a sound bite. The best way to round it up. Baba, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate the comeback.
You're
now
welcome.
Let's go back to the two elders. Now they are going to have to put a crown on this whole conversation now. I'm going to start with a man of prestige. Then I'm going to go straight to Sir Joseph Okonkwo. before we call it a night, I have somebody who is going to serve as our reserve tonight. He's also back home. He's no longer in the, he's no longer in that workshop. Okay. So, yeah, man of prestige, sir. You also have 5 minutes.
All right. Thank you, Maiyegun. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Calling from USA. It's a pleasure to be on your platform. I don't mean to bust your. I don't mean to bust your bubble. I started following you during the epicenter of Yoruba Nation, and I listened to you quite a lot at that time. But since that time, I have not been back. But I listened to you periodically. Having said that, I respect your platform. You are very fair and balanced. That's it. So that's why I come to this platform. So when I saw their live today, I didn't even know what you call a parliamentary is on. So I'm very glad. Right, I'm very glad to be here. So let me make statement. Probably have 4 more minutes. That country called Nigeria. I'll be very honest. It's like a prostitution nation. It's already a fair nation. Let me be very. I'm one of those proponents who support Nigeria. I want one Nigeria. Up to today, maybe somehow I'm kind of still want one Nigeria, but I don't know what's going to come out of it. As much as I want one Nigeria, I'm from the Southeast extraction. I'm the kind of person that don't believe in tribalism or ethnicity or whatever. Even here where I'm in USA, I hate anything like racism. It kill me to the core. So when I foresee what's going on in my country, it pains me. I don't go to any platform where I just say somebody from South, somebody from East, somebody from North. I go to the platform that talk about Nigeria as Nigerians. I grew up in Lagos. When I went home during the last time I went home, which was in December, I was there in a month. I've not been home about 4 years before that time. I started in Lagos, which is where I grew up. I went to the Southwest. I visited Abeokuta. I went to Kaduna. Then I went to Imo State. From there, I went to River State. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say about what some people are saying about what APC government has done, infrastructure and the road and nothing. Everything is a mediocre. That's what's wrong with that Nigeria. When somebody build road, you build road. A mediocre road that full of pot, and people are saying they did something. What did they do? I don't see what is good about our country. I'm just so sorry about where we're heading to. And it's so bad for me when we have people so much, so-called educated people in the diaspora. And they are perpetuating some of them. I have a lot of friends here, some of them are supporting the bad and everybody. My main issue is not about Obi. Of course, Obi is not obedience. He's like somebody, they use to pilot what they want to do. My main issue is past election. I wanted to dislodge the so-called APC and PDP because there's no difference between those two parties. APC and PDP, they are the same. I wanted a new person to come in. I probably would have preferred Showore, but I'm kind of disappointed with Showore right now in the last few months. It's not about going against Obi or whatever. That's not even the issue. But why is Obi a problem? Yeah, you can have a disagreement with Obi, politically. But you don't see what's going on with the country. Only thing you see is Obi. Obi is not a saint, but I don't see what he has done wrong. You need to talk about what just transpired in this, in this Nigeria. Xenophobia we have in Nigeria, and another thing, what's going on? What's going on in that country? Corrupt. Did you know that Nigeria is the second worst life expectancy beside Chad in the world? And you say you're an African, you call yourself an African giant. Yeah, go Google it. After Chad, we are the second. Our life expectancy is like about 52 years and half. It's because of suffering, mental issue, Nigeria orientation. That is the problem we're having in that Nigeria. It can't, I don't know what to say about Nigeria. It's just like I was in a platform yesterday.
You've said so much that, there seems to be so much more to say. However, we all kind of seems to be agreeing, like that's what I've noticed tonight. A lot of us seems to be agreeing that this whole Obi movement is not about Obi.
No.
And therefore, it is not actually Obi himself that is actually going to have to fight, or he's not the one fighting. So it's bigger than him. And it seems the establishment are not quickly acknowledging that. That's what I kind of pick among many things. So like, this whole thing is not about Obi. but the system didn't seem to understand that yet.
Let me make one more comment before I leave. I know I was on a different platform yesterday.
Yes,
somebody was talking about Dino Malaye running. They say they're going to support him. I said, are you crazy? The caricature of Dino Malaye and thief like Dino Malaye, you're going to support him? This is somebody in the diaspora here. But anyway, that's all I have to say. I give other people a platform. I'll be coming more often to your platform, okay?
Thank you so much for coming. And then now that you know about the People's Parliament, I bet you're going to be not miss next one.
Is it every Thursday? Is it every Thursday?
It just come randomly. Most of the time, it's like it's like the roundup of the happenings in the last few weeks. But don't worry, next time I will announce it. So
thank you, Baba. I greet you. Okay, keep it up. Okay.
The man of prestige. Now, I am going to go to Sir Joseph Okonkwo. Baba, His Excellency, is that your mini studio there where people are also watching? Because I sense that you are talking to people. Sorry.
Yes, it's a studio, but I was having a business call. So.
Why is that a business call? I thought you would like to share your channel with us, and everybody can know about where you.
I will, if you allow me, I can do that. That would be against protocol. But if you allow me for people to know my channel, why not?
It is not. Don't even think like that. Okay. Usually, right? It should be an opportunity where people will do something similar like this, right? Honor the platform to come on and share their view, right? So when you do that, my own viewers will get to see and hear about you.
That would be a great honor.
You get that? So getting to know that you actually do something similar on the side is a plus for us. So please share with us when I get to your turn. You and I
that would be a great honor, and it will also even be more exciting. Let me use this opportunity to chip it in. It's not good to waste opportunity. It will be more exciting to host you one of these days in my show.
I wouldn't mind. It will be, but we'll get to that. Let me and Sir Joseph Okonkwo, the most patient man in the house, apart from others who are like, oh, Maiyegun is not going to bring us in, he's rounding up. It's my time. Okay, it's almost time for us to all go to bed now. It's past 11, but I'm not going to leave this man hanging. Let me go straight to Sir Joseph Okonkwo. Now that he's here. Sir.
Thank you very much, King Maiyegun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I called you King Maiyegun because of our program at Peckham when we launched the Janjaweed album at Peckham.
My God,
I know that. But your face is common, but you will not know everybody that knows you.
No, I think it's that your cap. Is that cap?
Yes. That's the Biafran cap, and this particular nation has been burned and is not going to die.
It's not going to die.
The only thing is that a lot of people misunderstand what Biafra is all about. As far as you are not happy with what is happening in Nigeria, you are a Biafran.
In case if they don't know.
I am a graduate of Radio Biafra.
Amazing.
And Nnamdi Kanu is our professor. And we listen to him even in detention. So having said that, I'm not going to take much of your time.
Oh, it's okay. Use your
But
time.
all I have to say is that I discovered that 90% of people who has contributed tonight are Nigerians.
That's right.
And I was a Nigerian. German Miracle, when the Eagles played, when the junior Eagles, as they were called then, played with, I think, Brazil, they were losing 3-0. A lot of people went out from where we were watching it. I was the only one that was watching. Anyone who is here now, who is as old as I am, will remember that particular German Miracle. It was played in Saudi Arabia. So it was Samuel Elijah that scored the last penalty. Why did I brought this one in is because I am a Nigeria. I was a Nigeria then, who never joked about it. But with what has happened, I detest anything about Nigeria. And anybody who is still supporting the way Nigeria is either a criminal or a potential criminal. The issue of Obi, we have been vindicated because I am that set of Biafrans who we are saying that we should not participate in that election because we have had enough experience that Obi is going to put us again on the saw because Biafrans has seen a lot. And it happened the way we said it, because our leader said, you can go and vote, but it is those who count the vote determines who wins the election. And that is exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Nobody can say that he did not hear what Obi was preaching during the election. But along the line, these people have made up their mind whom to announce as the winner of the election. And a lot of things happened before that announcement. You see, Nigeria is the biggest joke on earth. There are things they usually do before the presidential election, which they call the presidential debate. What happened to it, Maiyegun?
Well, a big man contested. So it doesn't, it can't.
And all the whole media in Nigeria kept quiet and nobody mentioned about it. Nobody talked about presidential debate. Even when the election took place, is it in Osun, where Adeleke won? Adeleke had a debate with his counterparts. But as big as the election in Nigeria was, there was no presidential debate and nobody mentioned about it. That is exactly to tell you that Nigeria is the biggest joke on planet Earth.
Tell them, sir.
What I will try to add before I round it up is that a lot of people are waking up very late. A lot of people are talking about restructuring Nigeria. There are people who owns Nigeria and they say what they want to do. And they have restructured Nigeria long time ago.
God bless you.
They are talking about the judiciary, and a lot of them here are believing the judiciary. Is it the same judiciary that gave verdict about the election in Imo State? Are they talking of? Is it the same judiciary that Ahmed Lawal contested for the presidential primaries in APC and still did not contest for the senatorial seat in his zone? But they selected him to represent his zone at the senatorial election.
He didn't even buy
for. Is it the same judiciary? This man from Cross River State, Akpabio. Akpabio contested double election. He was contesting the presidential election primaries and at the same time the senatorial primaries. And what did the electoral law say about it? Actually, the Nigerian judiciary is at test in this particular election. We are still watching them. The Nigerian Biafran war is still not yet over. The whole of Ikwere land. Ikwere is an Igbo name. It has not changed today. It has not changed tomorrow. From my place to Ikwere land is 1 hour or at most 1 hour, 15 minutes. There is nothing an Ikwere man would talk today that I will not understand. Before you hear the row and row and row in all their names, there was nothing like that in the 60s. It was immediately after the war to make sure that they divide us and rule us. That is how they started saying Romola, Romo Krush, Romo Biakani, Romo this. But before the war, they were called Omola, Umu Krushi, Umu Biakani. Even up to today, there is a place they call Transamadi, which is their industrial area. There is the place they call Oburabale, which is the heartland of Ikwere land. They could not change all those ones to, but all these names are pure Igbo names. So when it concerns the Biafrans, a lot of Nigerians think that we are second-class citizens in a country where we call our own, in a country where we have invested humanly and materially. So all I'm trying to say is that Nigeria is the biggest joke. Anybody who thought that Obi is the Messiah that would sort out this mess in Nigeria, that person don't know exactly how Nigeria has been structured. These people do things and get away with it. But when another person does it, they will go after that person. I know that you know the issue of Evans, the kidnapper.
Evans the kidnapper.
What is happening to Wadume? Wadume was arrested by the Nigerian security men, and they conspired. No, another set of Nigerian security men conspired, went and released the Wadume while he was in the custody of the Nigerian security agencies. And in the process, a lot of people were killed. Where is Wadume as of today? That case has been dead and buried. What of Sheikh Gumi, who is the spokesperson of the herdsmen? Can any Yoruba man act the way Sheikh Gumi is acting today in Nigeria and get free? No. Can any Biafran act the way Sheikh Gumi is acting today and get free?
I don't think so. No, it's impossible.
But because they have planned these things long time ago, that is why they can say anything they want to say and get free. How can somebody be asking Peter Obi to leave Nigeria, a citizen of Nigeria? Somebody who did not even contest the election is threatening him to leave Nigeria, or else he will be arrested. And nothing has happened to that particular person. And that is a place you are expecting us to call a home, to say that we are citizens. We are really joking.
Sir Joseph.
Please, let me round up this way. Please. There is a lady that was saying that if we got divided, there will be chaos among us and things like that. Definitely, even in a family, even Maiyegun in your family, even Obi himself said it at Chatham House. Now there are conflicts everywhere, even in his house. But the only way is, how did you handle the conflict? Even if we divide today, there will be conflict, but there will be a way which will manage it. So all I'm saying is, the best bet for us in that contraption called Nigeria is to your tents. Because Flora Shaw cannot resurrect to tell us exactly what is the meaning of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir. I mean, our time is fast spent. That's why I have to say, quickly for everyone. But thank you so much for letting all of that out. I wouldn't miss that for anything in the world. So thank you, sir. You have a good one. So I am going to go to my Oga, His Excellency. You've made your presentation earlier, right? Now, I'm not going to let you make presentation anymore. My time is so gone. See, Agbeka is already in front of me. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can. But can you hear me too, sir?
Can you repeat what you said before, please?
Yeah, I was saying that we won't have time to kind of chat more about the program. I just want to know more about what, your channel and the rest. Then we can work something out later on maybe, like you said. So tell us about the channel, if you don't mind, quickly, before we go.
Oh, my channel is it's on YouTube. Is www.youtube.com/Mr. Living X, like living to be alive, / Mr. Living X. I grew up mathematics where
like a Mr. Living, like a LIVING.
Then X. Then X, like how they say in mathematics, find X. So I said, this X that people have been finding since, maybe I should become the X. So I'm Mr. Living X.
I know, Baba. See, I wish we still have enough time, okay? But you know something, right? Maybe to make it, to make it kind of more presentable. I am going to say yes to your invitation. Let's try something behind the scene, right?
Yes, I will drop my number, connect you on WhatsApp. I would like to, host you. But let me give a last thought, because I know I have to respect your time. So let me give a last thought.
I know. Go on.
My last thought will be solution based.
Sure.
my last thought would be solution-based, because in the first presentation I made while I was working, I read to me one of the biggest problems we have, which is citizenship inaction. So I will call one of our biggest problems in Nigeria citizenship inaction, because it's strange to me how our people will be constantly insulted and it seems okay. It cannot be okay. It is never okay for you to go out. What picture do I create that will be very graphic? You went out with your lovely family and somebody came and assaulted your wife. You are there, assaulted her again. If you just say, oh, it's okay, and you don't do something about that, it will be all right to think something is wrong with you, because you will have to defend your family, you have to defend your wife. So what is going on in Nigeria is a situation where the citizens are not doing anything. Their inaction is actually empowering these lunatics. We have to appreciate that. Now, somebody spoke earlier and tried to thank God for P2B. If it was Showore, he made that comparison. He would have maybe asked people to go out in the street and people would be killed, right? And I'm like, how did they take away good luck, Jonathan? Have we suddenly forgotten about Occupy Nigeria? Two things I will say in conclusion, and these two things we summarize my solution to our problem. The first thing, and I'm going to say this thing from my dialect, Dr. Maiyegun.
Please,
in my dialect, there's something we say, we call it Igwebuike. What that means is that there's tremendous strength, there's tremendous power in multitude, in crowd. So let's say they are crazy, which all of us believe they are. Let's say they will open fire. But you know, the tendency of opening fire to a large multitude of people that came out in unison will be almost impossible. You that want to open the fire, in fact, make I speak for broken language, you will open the fire. Where you go get the liver from? The people have overpowered you. How you go take open fire for them? How many people are in the army? How many people are in the police? Imagine a situation where we, the citizens, decide that we cannot be aiding and abetting this madness. We cannot be enabling these people by our inaction. And then we have to do something about it. They will not kill all of us. So that's the first proverb, and this is making people reason about solution. Because Maiyegun, I don't know how old you are, but they have messed my generation up.
Go on.
They have messed my generation up. What they are now doing is that they are extending beyond my generation to my children. The question is, all the people within my age bracket, hold on one second, are we really going to let them do this? They messed us up. We are their children. All these people in power now, we are their children. People in my age bracket are their children. All these 70-year-old, 80-year-old, 90-year-old people, we will pass as their children. So they have messed my own generation up, so to speak. Now, what they are now doing is that they are reaching beyond my generation to mess my own children up. It is us that should stand up and say, okay, guys, old people, you guys have to be retired. We have to save a country for our children. And if I cannot, because, oh, well, I'm out of Nigeria, relax. No, sir. People that have helped their nations are people who were out of the nations. Most times, to fix a nation, the diaspora involvement is paramount. We cannot relax. We have to say the truth. The second proverb from my people will say, Agaye eji mbabu haru ogo. I will explain it. Agaye eji mbabu haru ogo.
Right.
What it means is a war or a struggle or a battle, like Nigerians are struggling to get a good nation. A war, a fight, a struggle should not be abandoned because people will die. Because in a war, people will die, like Ukraine-Russian war. But the question is, have Ukraine stopped the war? Have Russia stopped the war? Did they say, oh, we have lost so much soldiers, let's stop fighting? Even though people are dying, guess what? Those two nations are in battle until they get what they want. So another problem with Nigeria is this being scared to die. The Bible says something about the followers of Jesus, the apostles of Jesus. The Bible says they love not their life unto death, meaning that we are ready to follow this man even if it will cost us our life. Somebody like Martin Luther King Jr. gave black people face in America, but he gave them face. He gave them say. They never even get the say finish, because we remember how they put nail on somebody's neck, kill them all. And we remember all the madness that is still going on with black skin. That's a topic for another day. They never get the face finish. But you can imagine that if Martin Luther didn't say, my life can go for the liberation of a people, those people would never have been liberated. If we keep being scared of death, we will not fight. Listen, you have to fight until you secure liberation for your children. Now, I'm not inciting anything. I'm just saying to Nigerian people, if they have raped you in the election and the possibility of raping you in the judiciary is high, are you going to just let yourself to be constantly raped until even your children will not have a future?
I think we'll have to leave that to them to answer. And the answer is likely going to pop up in the coming days as well, because people agree that there's so much still kind of, because some said that whatever we have seen so far, we haven't seen anything. In the coming days, there's so much to still expect. Again, the living X, I'll remember that. Now, that means I'm going to look for your message on WhatsApp. I may be slow in replying, but trust me, I have you here. And I will always remember that we have a deal, we have a chat. And
yes, I'm sending you a number right now.
Yeah.
Just so that you have it. Okay. It's a +1 number. I just sent it across.
God bless you. I will follow it up. Like I said, it may not be right away, but you will hear from me. And
I appreciate you and all you do. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I appreciate it as well. You have a good one, Baba. Now, this is where I'm not going to say much of a closing remark. Everybody should be tired right now. I will just say thank you to all of us who participated in this, who made this quite interesting for everyone. Some people, this is their first experience. Others, it's like one of the best experience on MaiyegunSDiary Political People's Parliament. Whatever it is for you, I'm going to say thank you for being part of it. I will see you some other time. It is so late. Don't live without liking, okay? And good. And also apologies to some of you, my parliamentarians who stayed back for so long and you never got admitted in. It's because of the time. Clear out those who came in and make sure that we don't admit more people that we won't be able to take in. Thank you, and thank you. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1. Àní Maiyegun là làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary na it be number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.